Hi!
You
Hi, hi! Yo, Pybro!
What's up? What's up, gang?
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to yet another episode of Esthara Chronicles. I believe it is a 27, 28, I don't recall. Whichever one. It is another episode of Esthara Chronicles. I'm your Dungeon Master, Sylfania. We have Bax Obsidian played by Thanture, or Mads.
No.
We've got Saldana Markuth played by everyone's favorite Zamdani.
Yes.
And we have Fervor and Dickens played by Gabe.
Oh my gosh.
That one was juicy. That one was, I think, the juiciest one yet. Every time.
You're
yeah,
welcome.
no,
My
that
God,
was good.
man.
That was good. That was good. Also, some of you would know Gabe as Bone Daddy or whatever, Dr. Fisker. He has a lot of names, but they all link to the same dude.
I go by many names, but most of you call me Daddy.
Sure. But yes, we're a persistent campaign that's been playing for basically a year. Bit longer than a year. I've now added notifications to the stream, so hopefully we'll see when you guys follow, raid, or do whatever it is you want to do. I don't know why it took me a year to do it, but it's there now. Okay, so all good. Yeah, and let me. There you go. You can see it in action.
Oh,
It works.
Bro.
I removed the sounds because, well, it can get a bit distracting in the middle of combat or anything, but you definitely will take a look, and thank you for the follow. Alright, so next, I'm going to give a quick recap of what has been happening. Also, if
What's
you
been
notice...
happening in the hood?
Yeah, if you notice that the music is too loud or anything else, just tell me, and I will try to adjust on my end. So, the gang of adventurers have solved a nefarious plot by 3 hags to take over the city, and they have successfully murdered 2 of them and sent one of them into prison. But they have, during this event, they have figured out that it wasn't only the hags that were responsible, there were other more sinister individuals that want something in the city, want to sow chaos and kill people and take over this holy
it was
land.
the orphans.
It was the orphans all along, indeed. But there were a few suspects of the group, such as the Archbishop Galatea of the head of the city. There were some suspicions thrown to the head of the Magic Academy, Thomas Darkdraft. There were some suspicions thrown to Henry Laughingsteel, the Polkovnik of the Garda, of the Holy Order, which is the military branch. Basically, all the big shots in the city are under suspicion of collusion with the hags, or, like covering the hags' nefarious plots and schemes. But there is no concrete evidence for any of this, and the gang has ventured forth to try to find it. And in the last episode, our resident warlock Bax has gotten finally, after being resurrected after full-on dying, finally managed to converse with his god by rolling a normal religion check that's higher than a 10. And managed to talk to his god, who has told him that facing these individuals, these high-ranking officials of the city, is basically suicide. Y'all are gonna die if you do this. No, basically, y'all level is too low, you scrubs. So he told him that instead of...
It's like real life.
Yeah, instead of real on death, how about you go and search in the path of crimson death? He has given Bax a prophecy. Does Bax remember what the prophecy is to repeat to our darling viewers? And thank you for the follow.
How dare you ask us to remember
beat the
what
odds
we're
and
doing.
venture deeper, head northeast to find the keeper, concealed within an ancient hollow, the crimson death's path thou shalt follow, or thou must follow.
Perfect.
No.
You know what? You get an inspiration, because you remember that. You take that, you need it.
Remember, totally didn't read it.
You can definitely not see my screen going white as I answer my notes.
Hey. This is me insisting you take notes. I've made the joke about the fact that Saldana doesn't remember her son's actual name. But we made it a part of her character because she's a crap mom, so it works. But it's really funny.
I'm a bad mom.
But it's really funny because this way it's an incentive for y'all to take notes, because I will be merciless from now on. But anyway, back to the game. Anyway, his god told him this prophecy, and now the gang is looking to find this keeper northeast and follow this Crimson Death. The group figured out that the Crimson Death is actually like a mythical, like a local folklore legend of a person who of interest who could not be caught by the Holy Order, who keeps sowing chaos, and it's like one of the biggest sort of big bads around the country, and nobody knows who they are, nobody knows where they will strike next, but they're the Crimson Death. That's all the gang knows about them. And they also figured out that there's a city northeast of Lodenborough, which is called Doggerdo, which is an ancient ruin city. And it's mostly inhabited by a bunch of archaeology students or postgrads who just camp out there and try to dig up anything interesting to try to figure out the history of the land before the Empire took over, which is over 1,000 years old. So yeah, the gang has decided to finally head over to that city, but not before they, say goodbye to a lot of people they've met over the year. In-game it's only been 2 weeks, but IRL it's been 2 years. Has it been a year, as is. So first, as it always happens. So first of all, we have Bax and Fervorand go to one of so you've done a bunch of talking in the last episode. I'm just gonna give a quick reminder of what my notes have. So Bax and Fervorand, you go to the second to the Bishop Sarah Meror Sincor, who has been on your trial, and you've asked him about the Crimson Death. He doesn't seem to know who they are, but you've also asked him to give you the list of all the sort of priests that have left the city, and just the head count of all the priests that are currently in Lodenborough. So then you guys decided to split up. Sylfania went to the Falnels to told them that she bought a maid uniform on their account without asking permission. And that they're going to be leaving for a few weeks. Yeah, and I believe Ferveran decided to go and talk to his lawyer buddy to, I don't know, to converse. So, Sylfania, I believe last time you did say you were going to go visit your, well, say goodbye to your son, really.
Yeah, I said I was going to go.
That was the
visit my
case.
son.
And I also believe that we ended the episode on Ferveran heading over to where the orphanage is, because that's, well, he basically knows that that's where Alan was going to be. Sylfania, you were with the Falnel, so you basically have no idea where your son is. I don't know if you know that he is now. I think he told you that he was going to deal with the orphanage, but I don't know how much attention you were paying to that. And Bax, I believe you actually went to the Grand Library to find the history sort of person to look up some history on the city of Doggerdo, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do these scenes a little bit like staggered. Sylfania, because you potentially could be with Ferveran, I'm just gonna ask you now. What do you?
No, I prefer staying single.
What do you? I'm sorry, I literally lost my train of thought.
You say you're too good for my old ass cooch?
Oh, girl.
I don't date gilfs.
You don't date gilfs? Damn, bro.
Oh, man. Anyway, Sylfania, you, what do? You come out of the Falendil mansion, and the Duke Falenel, who you can see here on the screen, basically told you to make sure to tell Bax to, like, drop by before he leaves, and to, like, tell Trarel that you guys are leaving. You know, don't just disappear. Tell people where you're going, you know, that kind of stuff.
Leave a note.
What do you do? You've just left the mansion. Like, whereabouts do you head to?
Well, like I said, I'm going to go see my son.
Okay, so you head straight to the orphanage, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going straight there because we're leaving as soon as possible.
Yeah, we're gonna. So I know this might not work with timeline wise, but to make my life easier, I'm just gonna make it so that you and Sylfania Ferveran arrive at the same time to the orphanage, so I can just group you together, okay? Because y'all have been doing.
And here I was gonna lure him away from the orphanage just to fuck with Danny.
How dare you?
No, because that would make sense, because Bax and Ferveran were dealing with Sarah for a while, and then Sylfania was dealing with the maid uniform shenanigans, so you guys were in two different places at the same time, and now that you've decided to go to the orphanage, I'm just ruling it as a DM to make my life easier. The two of you are at the orphanage.
That's fair.
You meet up before you get there. So
I decided to cool walk it and, integrate with the civilians.
Yeah, you decided to just walk around, look at the city, chill. All right, so you guys make it to the orphanage. You notice that visibly, the section, like one section of the orphanage is charred, so it looks like there's been a fire. The orphanage is still standing; it hasn't collapsed or anything. But like from the last time you were here, it looks like a whole, like almost half of it has been burnt down. The front door is still fine.
Did it look like that before?
No.
Oh, okay.
It did not. It was a fully functioning standing building, but you did, especially you, Ferveran, you did vaguely hear from Alanan after during your trial that the orphanage, there was a fire, but it's been sort of stopped. Suspicious. There was a suspicious fire at the orphanage while you guys were incarcerated, in a way. Yeah. In holding, so it couldn't have been you, but some sort of fire started the orphanage. It was put down, and the building hasn't collapsed, but a section of the building has been sort of cordoned off. So you can see now a lot of the local people don't even look at it because it's been there for a few days. You do notice that there is a sound of some people working inside, moving things, and you notice some of the Garda pointing at scaffolding, and some of the workers bringing in tools to start to deal with the damage. But they seem to not pay attention to you. There's a lot of people on the street right now.
Hey. Hello.
Who are you hailing? Who are you hailing?
I'm just in front of the orphanage, calling out. Just to terrify the orphans with my fucking voice.
So you say, hello, and you see the Garda sort of turn towards you, look at you can I help you, sir?
Where's the child you curb stomped?
As he asked me that, I turn to him and say, no, and then I continue calling out
the guard just goes, I don't get paid enough for this shit. Turns around and starts dealing with like the workers and just being there. After if like you yell a few times, you notice the door opens and Alanan comes out. He opens the door kind of with a smile at first. He seems like he's been talking to somebody. Like you can hear him talking as he's walking from behind the door, and then he.
Is he blushing?
No. Well, hold on. I'm just gonna get this picture. One second. Sorry. I have them in different folders, so I'm just gonna find them. No shit, not this one.
You're gonna pull him out of the spank bank?
Fuck. No, hold on. Here we go. Yes, Alanan opens the door and he sort of, you notice he's got his jacket off. He's just wearing his shirt, and his shirt sleeves have been like pulled up to his elbows. His hands look like he's wiping his hands on a cloth and they look like they've got a little bit of char on them. So he seems to be helping fix whatever it is on the inside. And as he opens up the door, he looks at you, Fervor, and he goes, Fervorand, hello. Then he notices you, Sildana, and he goes, Sildana, good day. Do come in.
Oh, jeez, when the hell did you get here?
Do come in.
Yeah, I just like teleported right next to you. I was here the whole time.
To be fair, you're quite stealthy. So he's like, right, well, do come in. As you guys...
I was probably just like concerned, just like kind of scared, so I naturally just started like stealthing, approaching.
Yeah, as you guys enter, you notice that the foyer and every the place you've been in is the same. The bloodstains have been washed from the carpet where you shot the boy who opened the door for you the first time you came here. You notice that the walls, we know that this boy was an incubus. He was actually a devil disguised as a child who was in this orphanage, so it's not such a bad thing. But the bloodstains that were left over were all cleaned up. As you guys walk through, you notice that everything is still okay, but as you get into one of the big rooms, actually, I mean, there's no point, it's just conversational, but as you get into one of the big rooms behind the staircase, you notice it was a big study room. You went through here, Fervorand, as you burst through the door. The door has now been fixed. But it's basically a playroom, and as you go further in, there is a big sort of blackboard and tables and books, for children to sort of be homeschooled and study until they're ready to go to school, or, to sort of level up their education until they're on the same level as the regular school children. Also, to do their homework, etc. It's like a study space.
Homework.
You notice that as Aladan's walking back, he sort of puts the cloth away, and there's a few kids in there. None of the smaller ones, the smaller children aren't there. The smaller children have been placed with foster parents for now because they don't have a sort of a head of the orphanage anymore to look after them. But some of the older children did stay. The orc girl notices you as she is bringing in cookies for the rest of the kids, and all the kids, the moment they see you from her, they're all kind of freeze. And
fully expected that too.
It's not good.
If you guys are curious why these orphans are so scared of Fervorand, go to the YouTube channel and watch the episode about the orphanage. You will know. You will know.
Summation is Fervorand here straight up curb stomped one of these kids.
Yeah, he went in, shot a kid, went in, and then almost killed a kid, and just kept going.
I gave them a 5-minute head start.
Yes, indeed, it was pretty scary.
Generous.
But as they all freeze, you notice that Alanan sort of raises his hand and says, "It's all right. He's not here to hurt you. It's fine. Just relax. It's all good." Some of the kids relaxed, the others kind of not really. Some kids leave the room and go upstairs just to stay away from you, and just in case. And you notice there's another person in the room. You see them from their back sitting on a chair with sort of a toddler on their lap, and they're showing them like a picture book and talking to them. And as you guys come in, this person turns around and they've got this sort of this happy expression on their face, and then they see you guys, they get a little bit startled that you're here, but they're also very happy to see you, and it's a Trarl. Trarl sort of looks up at you guys, surprised, like, "Oh, hello. I didn't expect you guys to be here. What's up?"
I'm here to bring you news.
Oh dear, that's never good.
No, you might want to have a seat in private.
Yes.
Okay. And as you say this, he looks up at Alan, and Alan looks down and was like, "Right, well, maybe we should let's put the children away, back to their beds, and we can have a conversation, shall we?" And you notice that the two of them they seem quite familiar now. Like they're talking, and they both sort of. They seem to be friends. Like, it seems like while you guys have been doing whatever, these two have hit it off and just hung out before.
The 1/3 elf has been hanging out with the full elf.
Yeah, they've just been hanging out, it seems. And
Together they're gonna make a 1.5 elf.
Oh boy.
So,
I hope.
yeah, so they put the kids away to sleep and come back down, and you notice that. Hold on, what's your passive perceptions, you guys? What's your Soldado?
I'm pretty sure mine is very high, actually. Hold on.
16.
16? What's yours?
Passive. Oh yeah, it's very high. Hold on. Passive. It should be like 18, I think.
18. All right. Oh, is the music too loud though? I think it's fine. Lower it a bit.
I don't even have.
Yeah, it's fine.
stream on.
I'm more for the stream because I didn't know. So 18, right? You notice Saldana. As you're looking at Alanan, you can't tell by his demeanor. You notice that he's more relaxed. Because he's usually very much in a suit, very official looking. And here, you notice his suit is on one of the chairs. He's in a less formal context, and he seems to be more, just body language-wise, less stressed, right? You also notice, as with an 18, that Trarrell is a little bit uncomfortable with you guys being here. But you don't know why. Like, he seems fine and friendly. It's just there's something off about his body language. You're not sure. Feels like, yeah. It's not anything sinister. It's more like he's just a little bit uncomfortable, but he's, his outer demeanor towards you is perfectly happy, and he's ready to listen to what you have to say.
I would look to him and I would say, it's nothing you have to be too concerned about, Trial.
Oh, what? You mean the things you have to say? Oh, no, yes, it seems like he wasn't even thinking about that, but he's like, okay, yeah, sure,
I put my hand on her shoulder and say, "It's okay. You're not becoming like your mom. Don't worry."
What the fuck?
Give me... Oh, what would this be? An insult check? What would an insult check be?
Will not become like your mother.
What would be an insult check? What the fuck?
Let's see. D20 roll.
You'll just walk in
11.
and say that, dude.
Yeah, you know what? Give me a charisma saving throw to not just outright just insult him.
All right. 14.
14. He startles back, and Alanan looks at you with the fuck, bro? And Trial is just speechless. He's just staring at you with a what? And Alanan's like, "Oi, that's very uncalled for."
It's a little insensitive, friend.
I look at it, go, "Did that snap you out of it?"
Trial just looks at you like, "Oh, it's you being funny again." I say, "Okay, yeah." And he turns to Aladan and he goes, "He's always been like this. It's all right. I don't think he means it. It's more like his way of trying to get people to concentrate, I guess."
I don't think I remember you being like this when we used to drink together.
And Aladan looks at Trial and looks at you, and you notice Soldana, because you're just standing there in the corner. You notice that Aladan is a bit protective of Trial, just a little bit more than
his baby boy.
And he's looking at you, Beverand, and he's just like, "I understand that sometimes in an extreme situation this is called for example, when you're about to die, but not right now." And
Nonsense.
Trial turns around and goes, "It's all right, it's fine. Just what is it you came here to say?"
Well, gentlemen, if you want to keep each other's company and us to go, that's fine by me. I just came to let you know that we're leaving for about 2 weeks, if not more.
What? And as you say this, both of them sort of go like, "What?"
Yes.
As you said, by the way, as you said, if you gentlemen want to keep each other company, you notice Trial blushed a little bit. Aladdin just looks completely unfazed, like he's more concentrating on what you're saying. So yeah,
Don't think we didn't pick up on those fucking gay vibes.
Oh yeah, no, the gay vibes are strong with these. At least with Trial. At least with Trial.
He's too young. He's too young.
Who, Aladdin or Trial?
Trial, actually.
He is 40.
Yes, but is that... I don't know. How does that work with relationships?
4 in elf years.
I don't know. So the thing is...
It's like 4 elf years, yeah.
As I was explaining it before, in elves age quite slowly, so they still consider their... You know, they consider you turn an adult or like 20 when you're 100 years old. So if you're less than 100, you're a child. To an elf. Now, to everybody else, he has been living in Laudenborough for 40 years, you know. Bax has seen him for 25 of those years, or however long you've been, like, you know, you've known him, Bax. Like, you showed up and he was already, like, a child. They do age slower, so he was a child for longer. But visually, he looks like he's in his early 20s. But it depends again on their upbringing. I suppose in elf society, at 40 would still be taught like a child. And maybe the mentality would be like a child. But because he was raised in a human society, I don't know, it's a weird mix, isn't it?
Does that technically make Alan a pedophile?
Guys, all I'm saying is they've just been hanging out. Jesus Christ, why are you guys making it all weird?
Sure.
Sure. Is that why they locked the door?
Sure.
Anyway.
We got you, mister.
Anyway.
Seems like he's the one who's gonna need a lawyer soon.
As you guys are...
Chris Hansen when we need him.
As you guys are telling them, like, you know, they're sort of all ears about the reason why you guys are leaving. So, will you deem it? Will you tell them why, or you just gonna drop this bomb and tell them to fuck off?
It's just us in the room, right?
Yeah, all the children has been put away. The workers have, you know, they're working on the outside, so you know you're alone in the room.
Bax, you told us the prophecy, right?
God told you, yes, only you.
Okay. Right.
Oh yeah, Saldana, you're not aware. You just know that you're
I'm
leaving
not
town.
aware.
Yeah.
They just came in and told me, "Yo, we're leaving," and I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
So we need to go to town for a while because of a wonky prophecy, in a way, that is gonna be so and so useful, considering that the Archbishop here pretty much tried to kill Bax.
Yes.
Oh, I'm surprised that didn't phase you, but me snapping him out of it did. Alright.
It's like, oh, yeah, it's just Bax dying again.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I know that was a terrible event, but that was mostly the hag, and we've sort of dealt with it. I'm not sure. Do you have any proof? Like, you're saying all of these claims, and I mean, prone to believe you, but
it came from Bax himself.
how reliable is that information? He was dead, and you know, when you come back from the dead, everything's a bit blurry, from what I hear. So.
Well, he did recognize the voice as hers.
All right.
And he did recall pretty much several sentences.
Oh shit, we got raided.
Yeah, thank you for the raid. All right, I see.
Thank you, Salem.
Well, all right, okay. Assuming that we all agree the Archbishop is suspicious, and she, you know, but she did resurrect Bax. They did bring him back, which.
Well, I mean, publicly she would have to. If she didn't, that would immediately put blame on her.
Yes. That makes sense. All right, but that still doesn't explain why you're leaving the town, aren't you? Didn't we agree that you were going to stay, and we're all going to try to work together?
I'm coming back. We just need to take a bit of a detour.
All right. Did you get some information about what might be happening in the city, then?
You know how I said prophecy in a way?
Yeah.
Well, supposedly, if we're going to square up against the Archbishop, we're gonna need whatever is in that prophecy to not get our skeletons turned inside out the moment we look at her wrong.
Yes, she is quite powerful from what I hear. I mean, the reason why most of the crime in the city didn't happen isn't because of the bloody guard, it's because of her. She usually holds everything with an iron fist. Well, kindly, but with an iron fist. So people here do respect her, and she is a powerful cleric. Alright, but hold on. Prophecy. And as you hear him, Aladan ask about the prophecy, Trowel sort of sits there, and you see him just, like, shift a little bit and goes, yes, where did you get the prophecy?
Well, you see, Bax was going in the library and talking to the historian about old records, and he found this page with his spooky text.
Matt's gonna call me out of my bullshit in front right now. Alright, I see it.
Fuck, dude.
Let me see if... Oh, hold on. Let me see...
I'm gonna call out the bullshit.
Let me see if Trial
I'm
buys this shit.
for you.
But yeah, Trial specifically asked you how did you get the prophecy. Hold
it was
on.
in a book. I don't know.
It was
which
in a
one.
book. Yeah. It's just the way we'll Trial figure out that
you
this
want me
is.
to go to the library and get a receipt?
I'll bring a fucking receipt, I swear.
No, let's go insight.
I'll be like writing with a crayon.
As you're saying all of this, Soldado, you notice a sort of a flicker of recognition in Trial's eyes, and he goes like, "Right, yes, yes,
deception or something."
Makes sense. No, it's more like will he? Because okay, so we all know that Trarl and Bax basically worship the same deity, right? The same god, and it is Trarl trying to figure out whether Bax has gotten a premonition from his god. And he has told you about it because clearly you have a prophecy, or he's trying to figure out whether you figured it out. He seems to just he seems to be in the loop.
Do you want me to roll insight or something?
I think you're just passively observing this at this point, and your passive observation. All I'm saying is slight changes in body language that you pick up on, Saldana, because you got an 18. And you just notice that Trial seems to recognize what Fervent's talking about, and then he sort of nods and says, all right, fair enough. Bax is always good at, finding those kinds of obscure references to something, and, it seems to be relevant.
Yeah, he just really likes those, dark deities.
He just happens to find that.
Okay, Mads, if we somehow figure out that you're worshipping another god through this, would you be upset?
I mean...
I already, practically know, I just don't know which deity it is at this point.
Yeah. But basically, Trial, nods and says, well, alright, so you've gotten a prophecy that would ask you to leave town? Or what?
Well, it's about going deep and Crimson Death.
The Crimson Death? And Alanan sort of leans over and puts his hand in front of his face and sort of thinking why does the name sound so familiar? I've heard it somewhere before.
Well, it's because it's very old. And so are you.
What's that supposed to be? What?
It means you should not be hanging out with this boy. You will be arrested, sir.
Well, he's old to you, but he's actually quite young in elf years.
Objectively speaking.
Objectively
speaking, yes, he is older.
Objection!
First of all, just say, hold on. Actually, I want to see his exact age, because...
What exact age did you make him?
Let me figure it out, because I did calculate this to make sense. Yeah, here we go. He is 35. He's like, first of all, I'm 35.
Oh wow, he is a baby.
He's a half elf, okay? He's not a baby.
He's a baby.
He's an adult man, okay?
He's a child.
And he sits there, he's all right.
Talking about your son, right?
Yeah. Alanan is like, all right. I'm first of all, I'm 35. I've heard of the Crimson Death.
I didn't know you were that young.
I've heard of Crimson Death before my, I'm sure that this Crimson Death is quite old. I don't know. I mean, I've heard of them somewhere. I just can't recall. And what would my age have to do anything with this? At this point, Trial is just like, Actually, I am 45. Just saying,
Listen, gentlemen, by... How should I put this? By reference of mortality, you are both older than me.
Yes, in a way.
Well, by that reference, I'm older than everyone here.
Okay, can we not talk about age? This is getting out of topic. We were talking about why you guys were leaving.
Yeah,
the
we're
city.
going way off topic right now.
It's almost like it's planned.
You were going out of the city for some reason, and all right, fine. If you don't want to tell us what the reason is, we trust you, right? And he turns towards Aladan and Alan's like, well, yes, of course. And Trial looks at you guys and says, well, then, I don't know. I think it's best if I stay here because I've already met up with the Archbishop. And
before I get, do you want to keep this? No, I gave it to the fucking priest.
Yeah, I gave it to the priest. So he looks at you and he says, I think it's best if I stay here to make sure that, keep an eye on her.
Give him more trauma, don't you?
I've gone on a meeting with her and the bishop. That's why I'm here. I was telling Alanan here about my meeting and about if I found anything suspicious. So that's why I'm here. I'm also helping with the orphans and everything. But so it how do I put this? They seem to be not hostile to me, at least at the moment. But yeah.
I mean, maintain the charade for as long as you can.
Yeah, the bishop has been doing some sort of clerical sort of magic, trying to fix my soul or something. I don't know, but I'm not feeling any different. So I guess I have to go in a few more times, I think.
Well, I'm no expert in soul magic, but she might be helping you get it fixed, or she might be putting an explosive in there.
Very true, but
as a trigger word, and your body just suddenly combusts in front of your parents.
That's very true, but it's something we're going to have to risk if we're not to rise any of her suspicions and give you guys time to do what you need to do. I'm willing to take the risk, really. But...
I'm not. Get out of there.
All right. Well, I wish you good luck.
I turn to Alan and say, you better kiss him on the lips before that happens.
Alana just sits there like, I'm sorry, what is wrong with you today? At this point, Trial's like,
what is wrong with you today?
Okay, so if you guys are leaving, maybe it's a good idea that you guys come to my house for dinner or something before you go. It's, just like a final
I already saw
goodbye.
Your parents, actually.
Oh, right. Well,
Your father's not doing too well, I saw.
No, well, they probably want to see Bax as well because, he's like a brother to me, so we kind of want to, maybe have a meal with him before he goes, just in case.
I don't know, were we supposed to leave immediately? Or...
I mean, we were gonna leave in, looks at my wrist, 2 hours.
Your wrist with no watch. You don't have a watch. It's medieval ages. What watch are you looking at?
I can read it in my blood. It's about 2 hours.
What are you doing? I'm just looking at my wrist. It's like this thing I do now.
Trial kind of looks at you guys and says, well, if you're in a hurry, then at least... yeah, all right then. Do you know where Bax is?
So dinner don't really matter.
Yeah, so we can say goodbye to him. But otherwise, if you'd be happy with having dinner at my house, maybe, you're going to be gone for a few weeks, and I might be dead by the time you're back, or you might be dead. We never know. Life's short, right? So
maybe everyone will be dead.
Oh, who knows, right?
Keep really pulling out that card, huh? I'm already dead. What are you guys whining about?
At this point,
oh yeah,
yeah. So he's sort of looking at you expectantly.
Trial?
I happily accept your invitation for dinner.
Lovely. And he sort of stands there for a second with a pause and goes, well, I'm sure you'd want to say goodbye to your mother, so you're welcome to come as well. And he turns towards Alan, and Alan just looks at him and like, yes, all right. Dinner sounds reasonable, considering we sort of want to all be on the same page before you leave. And he looks at you for everyone's like, and we might want to speak in private before you go as well, to sort some things out.
Yeah. I don't think I should probably stay here much longer, terrify the kids.
Yes, they are a little bit scared of you. Well,
the one kid, you curb stomp, is just like...
Yeah. You might be happy to hear that he's
have...
perfectly healthy now. He's been healed and he's fine. His mental health, though, not really, but we're working on that.
He's still dreaming of the day he got curb stomped.
Oh.
I still dream of the boot!
The Dickens gave me the boot.
The only thing I regret is
shit.
not beating more orphans.
Oh.
Right, and on that note, I think you should probably leave. I think it's a good idea for you to go.
Yeah, I think you should leave as well.
Also, I just wanted to mention that I did go to the archives to find the map of the orphanage, as you've asked. And I've figured out that there has been a sort of a construction in this building. So before it was an orphanage, it used to have a sort of cellar storage. Used to be sort of a warehouse sort of thing until it was refurbished. But unfortunately, the designs don't really explain what it is. They just show that there is a cellar, but I could not find an entrance anywhere. Might have been sort of covered up, might have been removed to build this building, but
well, if you do
we're still fixing the damage from the fire, so...
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the fire was a diversion too.
Of course, yes, naturally.
Like,
I mean, I'm very suspicious of it. It's pretty obvious, but we still have a lot of work to do to sort of uncover and remove all of the sort of burnt wood and sort of even seeing the area where the cellar entrance was on the plans.
Well, my only advice is if you do find the cellar, don't open it up immediately. The last thing you want to do is open up a casket and get a fog of death into your lungs.
Right, yes, that would make sense. We probably shouldn't do that. But once we do find something, I'll send you a missive. Whereabouts are you planning to be, in case we ever need to send a note? You plan to be in any of the big cities, so maybe I could send a note using magical means.
I don't think they have magic mail there.
Magic mail? Oh man.
Magic mail. You never had magic mail before?
I bet you don't even have your magic
Fucking
stamps.
loser.
You had to use 3 stamps. What
So,
was it called again? Like, all the names are so similar.
what city were you planning to go to?
The archaeological one.
Doggerdo.
Ah, yeah, okay, it's the one behind the fucking icon, that's why I can't
Yeah,
read it.
Doggerdo is like the archaeological city. I mean, there's nothing there but a bunch of postcards. Alright, fine. If you need to go, you need to go,
Well,
but...
I mean,
there are some
old
cities...
as fuck prophecy,
That's true.
old as fuck
That
ruin,
would make
not
sense, yes.
fully
But there's the
explored.
city of Cloudforge on the way, which is a big alchemical hub. I could send a missive there if I find something. And I assume if you're planning to go on the main road, you probably should pass through the city, because that's on sort of another main road. From here, at least. So, if you get there, I will send a missive that way, just drop by post office, and maybe it'll get there before you, definitely. So, if I find something, that's where you'll hear from me, I guess. But alright, I'll see you later at dinner then. So, as far as I got, I mean, to be honest, if you're going to Doggerdo, I remember asking the head historian is indisposed. She's been ill, and she's not going to be in for about a week. But her sort of secretary told me that if you want some information on Doggerdo, she's basically the person to ask, because she wrote a thesis on it or something. I don't know. You might want to maybe leave a message with her so she could contact you with some information, or ask some preemptive questions, and maybe then I can check up with her.
No, not really. The fewer people that know about this, the better.
Alright.
If anybody asks, we probably just hopped into the woods because we thought we saw a ghost.
That's the story you're going with. Alright. Well,
I mean, we did just kill a monster in the Deep Pillow Inn. I think at this point we've kind of established the reputation.
What? What's that?
You killed this.
I don't have
didn't
the
know
head
about
to
that?
show you right now, but if you go to the church, you can see the head from the priest.
Right. Okay,
Yeah,
you guys have been
we-
busy.
Yeah, we killed another
Yeah.
monster that was here in town.
Just casually. Yeah, just what you do. Just kill
It
monsters.
was. Well, I mean, it's sort of.
And
We're
that's why
doing
it
a better
makes
job than
sense
the
that
town
we go
guard
into
is.
the woods.
Yes, alright, fine. We honestly, you guys. Alright. I will propagate the story of you going in the woods if anyone asks. This is your alibi. I'll see you guys in the evening, I guess, for the dinner. Right?
Lovely.
Good. Now please get out of the orphanage, you're stressing out the children.
Oh, I'm well aware.
And you guys are
Oh, it's well intentioned.
you guys leave the orphanage, and we're gonna quickly transition to Bax. What? Sorry, you wanted to say something.
Can I do one thing?
Fine. What is that?
Okay.
I'm scared.
So, I assuming there's at least one child keeping an eye on the door or something like
Kind of, yeah. One child on the stairs watching as you
mhm.
guys are leaving.
that. I want my shadow to pop up in front of it and go like, boo!
It's a little goblin boy you've seen who tried to speak up at your trial about the fact that maybe his dad, like the reason why nobody would believe him, because he said his dad got pulled away by a witch from the water, but nobody would trust him, and so he's been in the orphanage ever since. And as he's sitting there watching you guys leave, the shadow pops up in front of him, and give me an intimidation check, please.
Yeah, boy! I'm gonna fucking
Yes,
mentally score the
this
child
gobbo
for life.
boy.
Oh my god. Jesus. You're just so happy to just scar these children.
Nat 20!
Are you kidding me? Are you
you
serious?
kidding me?
Nat 20 for a total of 24.
What? No. What?
Can I?
True.
That
It's true. It's
child
24.
is
It's not 20.
scarred for life. You're welcome.
Eh,
Bruh.
In their
Okay.
nightmares
So
every night.
as this shadow pops up in front of this
Bruh.
child and says, "Boo." Well, it doesn't really say anything. It can't talk. It only has one eye in the center.
mind.
And as it pops up and it's like, does an
Oh,
eye
like the eye
opening.
is like swirling around the face.
Yeah, does an eye opening and it just swirls around the face and does the little hands and a little dance. You hear a high-pitched scream and thud, 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 as a child is running back upstairs, and then a slam of the door. And then Alan going like, what's going on in there? You alright? And then Charles like, oh no, okay, I think it's Biptoise again. And you hear them sort of started to deal with the kids as you leave.
Man, it's a shadow man.
As you are leaving
It was
the
the black
orphanage.
man! Hey now.
Don't call your shadow man that! Natalie, you were right to put these trigger warnings on the stream.
Uh-huh. I don't think there's
shadows are
enough.
black.
I
What
don't
do you
think
want
there
from
is
me? I
enough.
didn't invent
There
this.
is no enough trigger warnings for any of this shit. I really need to put 18 plus in the title for this fucking stream now. But okay, carrying on.
That's alright.
Carry on,
And
Bax.
the scene ends.
The scene ends. Bax. Meanwhile, you, after the conversation at the church, you have gone to the main library, which is a sort of, it's in the same, you're very used to it because you go there quite often to pick up books. It is also right next to the history department. And it is close to the Magic Academy where you
Wow,
study.
we all took a drink at the same time.
So, so Trial usually goes to the History College because that's his sort of PhD major there. But you yourself are in the Wizarding School. And if I do have an image of this library, if I can dig it up somewhere. But as you're sort of, what's going through Bax's head as he's heading from
What
to
goes
the
through
library?
Bax's
What are you thinking about? What are your thoughts about the prophecy? Just what are you thinking about as I'm finding this picture?
What goes through this little
Did I put
lizard
on
voice?
pants today?
God.
Oh man, I shouldn't have jerked off to that earlier today.
No, it's
I can feel the pre-cum dripping down my leg. Jesus.
Oh.
yeah. Apparently,
I'm
no.
sorry now. I'm sorry.
What goes through your head, Bax, as you're going to the Great Library? As pictured in this image on screen, the Great Library is surrounded by a nice forest.
I was mostly thinking about
Pre-cum?
Everett, actually.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
are you my pre-cum?
Okay, I'm just gonna give you a warning. Hello,
Oh, no.
Highway. Highway is 12,
Oh.
so...
Oh no!
Behave
well, that's our
yourselves.
fault.
Then the person is on the highway to hell.
I put warnings on this stream. I gave ample warning as to the content of this stream. If you watch it at your own risk. So do not complain later. Just putting a disclaimer out here. Again, it's specifically for you.
No,
specifically for you, Highway.
Yeah, I was thinking about Fevrin mostly because, like, I know now that he's an agent of basically my enemy in a way.
I'm the Inquisition.
Yeah, I'm literally like a witch working with the Inquisition. I'm like, so, how do I deal with that?
What do I do?
They stab him in the back?
How do I?
What's the plan?
What do I do, man? Like, what's gonna be the thing? All right, Highway, see you soon. Just thought I'd mention it so you don't get scarred for life, like a lot of the poor children in this stream. Like in game, goddamn! Why is there so much trauma?
You're gonna scar.
But I'll
scar
take
children in game and out game.
I swear that this should be Esthara Chronicles, scarring children in and out of the game. That's kind of what you guys do. It is your thing.
In the same breath that I had with like thinking over February and whatnot, in the same breath, I'm also thinking, well, he's not exactly arresting me, or he's not exactly persecuting me, and I think I have a pretty good feeling that he kind of knows some weird shit's going on.
Yeah, no,
in any normal case would have gotten me a journey to a cell. So I take it as a valuable alliance, but I'm also thinking about how long that alliance may last.
Fair enough. And as these thoughts percolate through your head,
we just killed the final boss of the campaign, Shank.
Oh my god!
You've finally arrived to the Grand Library. As you're heading through the marble staircase on the inside, you hear like the quiet of the library is sort of surrounding you, and there's a few people here because it's sort of the end of the day. A bunch of students you've seen before. The library is enormous. It is the size of multiple buildings. You could get lost. You could spend days, weeks in here. And never leave. And some people do. So you notice that some people have been barricaded themselves with books and probably haven't left. The facility has, beds, it has showers, it has its own, its own self-sustained. You could technically live in here.
This is like college library, right?
Yeah.
So, is there somebody whose job it is to, poke all the, bodies to see if they're either sleeping or just corpses?
Basically, yes. There is a few librarians walking around. They all have the same similar uniform. It's different to what the Magic Academy uniform looks like. This sort of librarian uniform is more sort of white and blue, so it's incorporating both the church white and gold and the blue of the academy as they walk about and sort of make sure people don't deface the books and, make sure nobody dies on their watch. So, you considering you're going to do some research on the city of Doggerdo, you're probably going to go into the So what kind of research do you want to do? Do you want to do the research on the Empire, or
I'll go to one of the librarians and I'll ask a few questions.
As you come up to this librarian, it is a tabaxi, sort of a tabaxi with some glasses that's sitting in front of a huge, enormous book. I mean, the book is about 1 meter in width. And he is flipping the pages with his paw really gently. And he's looking through with his spectacles through... Ooh, 1 second. Oh no. What did I do? No.
Oh no.
Okay, never mind, sorry. As he's looking through the... that's kind of what he looks like. He's sort of a red fur, green eyes,
Cover your eyes, Matt.
He's wearing spectacles and he's got little dangles on the sides as he's looking through. This is the main secretary of the library. As he looks up at you, he fixes his glasses with his paw and says, "Good afternoon, sir. How may I be of assistance?"
Yes, I would like some historical records of a few places. This could be the Cloud Forge, Dougla Hall, and Doggerdo.
Okay.
If that would be all right.
All right.
Possibly
Yes.
any sort of thesis or historical records about that?
Well, off the top of my head, I believe they're not on the repentance trail, so I don't assume this is going to be a religious inquiry. So I would advise you would go into only the historical section of the Empire and of the nations before the Empire, which is up the stairs to the left and a 4th row on the right. You will see, the section. Good luck. You'll need probably a few weeks to get through it, but if you need anything, do send a message. And he pulls out a paper, and it's like a red little square note, and he gives you a stack. It's like, just write a message. And do you know how to make a paper airplane?
No.
I mean, would I?
Do you?
Airplane? What?
A paper bird? Do you know how to make a paper? Fine. Do you know how to make a paper bird?
Did you tell me you don't know how to make a paper bird, bro?
I cook a mean chicken. Does that count?
Please.
I mean, when he gives you the note, you realize, you look at the paper and give me an Arcana check.
Time for your wizarding prowess to get through.
If you have any. But
He gets like a nat 1.
What'd you get?
Nat 1?
Oh, fuck! Oh, no! Oh, no!
You have no idea. This dude just gave you a stack of pink papers, and you don't know what the fuck
You don't even know how to do a paper
And you have
bro.
no idea how to make this paper bird he's talking about. You think this cat might be senile,
Bro,
for sure.
you suck so bad.
I got a +5 on that, even.
It doesn't help. That is a natural one.
Yeah.
You had a +5. Oh my god.
Hey, even with a +5, you don't know everything.
You know
I'm
where you
sorry.
went
I've been out of the loop for a little while. I'm not too sure.
All right, I shall demonstrate. Before you go, because this library is big enough, we've had people lost in these holes for days, and to prevent that, we've introduced the new system. Watch carefully. And as he, in front of you with his cat paws, gently starts folding a piece of paper into a paper bird or a paper airplane. And after he folds it, he holds it up and says, after you write your note, you fold it like so. Remember the things, remember the steps, I'm not repeating myself. And afterwards, you write on the side to whom this will be sent, and you release it. And he writes there's a name of a person, and then he throws it, and you see the paper bird starts. It floats, but it doesn't land. It just keeps going. This is a cheap way to send a short memo to somebody. In the way, if you are lost in the library and have no idea where you are, somebody will come and get you.
The range on these?
Throughout this whole library.
Does he have human hands or paws?
Paws.
He's got paws?
Okay. Got paws.
He's got furry paws. Matt, how well did you see the paper in between those hairy fucking hands?
He did help with his nose quite a bit as he was folding it.
Alright. Fair enough.
Fair enough. Is he gonna have
You know what?
little...
Don't worry about it, gang, alright? I'll figure it out. Anyway. Alright.
Can you figure it out? You're apparently too stupid.
Alright, you know what? Because you rolled a nat 1, I need you to give me an intelligence check to see if you can remember.
A guy who don't even know their own fucking son's name. Like, you get the fuck out of the conversation.
Hey, I'm just a shitty parent.
Yeah,
You're actually dumb.
So Donna doesn't remember her son's name because she's a shitty parent. You are just stupid.
I was dead. Hey, I was out of the loop for a while.
Give me an intelligence.
Doesn't know how to make a paper airplane.
Give me an intelligence. Just an intelligence check.
That's just an excuse. What do you have?
Give me an intelligence check to see if you can keep up.
I'm a drunk.
It's gonna be fucking 7 or lower.
No.
I fucking hope it is. It would be funny.
Oh god, please.
Hey, it's 7 or lower. Hey, Mets, do you know what you forgot to do today?
Pray, apparently.
What'd you get?
Pray to me.
You've got a 4.
Pray to the dice god right
you
now.
were kind of keeping an eye on it, but like as I said, the cat was doing it with, like, the tabaxi was doing it with his paws and helping with his nose. You couldn't keep track of. There was a lot of steps in this. But you do now know...
So many steps in a paper
now you do
airplane.
understand the point of this paper. You basically write a note, you fold it, and if you throw it, it will fly to the recipient. So I will give you one thing. You don't remember how to fold it properly, so you will have to do a dexterity check every time you do these, because you do not remember how to do them, and you're just hoping they will fly aerodynamically. However, you do remember...
just here for a couple of books.
Yeah, you do remember that you write to sender on the side, to send it to a person. So you do. I will give you that. You're not that stupid. And as the tabaxi person nods at you and says, "All right. Hope you have a wonderful day in the Grand Library." Just enormous page flips over, and as he's looking through like the list of like teeny
Honestly,
tiny
that
writing.
sound made me think he just like spat on it or something.
And here is your library blessing.
I'm just gonna follow the instructions to a T. Go find a few books with the the history of the empire,
So
and if there's anything about specifically.
you've never been to this section of the library. You've mostly been to the section on magic, on the history of Laudenborough, on like the local history of the empire. So you need to give me an survival check.
Oh, God.
You accidentally end up in the adult section. You're like, man, I didn't know magic could be used this way.
2 seconds. I'm gonna like restart the browser real quick.
Yeah, Fort's been acting up a little
Underwear
bit.
of holding.
Underwear of holding. Oh god, I remember that meme comic. It's literally like all everybody buys an underwear of holding.
Welcome to the glory hole dimension.
Yeah, and it's just this witch that just invents a glory hole dimension.
Oh boy.
Survival check. There you go.
10.
You know, at least we're not in combat, right?
How much is that? That's a 10. All right, so you wander about for a good part of the day, try to find the section. As I mentioned before, this is the Grand Library. It is enormous. It is so big. As I said, people spend weeks here trying to get out. And now you realize why you see a lot of these pink paper notes flying past you, and you realize why new people coming to this library need this system to be able to locate themselves. There are some maps like posted on the walls here and there to tell you where you are and where you need to go, but they don't make any fucking sense to you. You finally make it to this section because you didn't fail spectacularly. It just takes you a good hour and a half to find it. And now you are finally at the section. You now are there. You see that there's a history of the Empire, the northeastern region of the Great Ravinian Empire. There's also Cloudforge, the new alchemical capital of the world. There's the off of the repentance path, the main roads of the Empire and where they lead.
All right, I take those 4 books.
Yeah.
And I just go again. I'm not gonna read them there. I'm just gonna go and take them.
So as you're about to leave, I need you to give me another survival check to try to get out without help.
Take like one of the pages, instead of making a paper airplane, you make like an origami bird and send it away.
I'm just gonna send it. Medic, please help.
You forget to write a message. You're like too busy. 7.
Okay.
7.
Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna reload this page because clearly this shit's retarded.
Dude, what is your?
I'm gonna use an
rolls?
inspiration. This is not gonna go. No. I refuse. I will not have it.
What are these rolls, man?
I will not have it.
You're
There you
supposed to
go.
be
That's
good
what I
at
wanted. 17. I'm out.
17.
Let me leave.
Alright, so you use your inspiration, but you basically managed to backtrack your way out. It's already dead in the night, like it's really late in the evening. It's dark outside. Most of the people are... Honestly, as you're leaving, the people that were there before you came are still there. Surrounded by books. Some of them have snacks. You know, some of them have sleeping bags next to them. You know, it's like... People just camp out here. You manage to head out, and the tabaxi person is still reading that book. He's now closer to the end of it, and as you leave, he's like, "Hope you had a wonderful time in the Grand Library."
That
completely just cut off, Danny. That was so high pitched to cut off.
Oh, it was so high pitched.
yeah, it's half. It's being cut off now.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just gonna take those books, put in my backpack, and literally when I went, just leave. And I'm probably gonna do it in a slight jog.
Okay.
Do I find like Farron right outside? Because I have no idea we're meeting in Turtles.
Nope. Nobody's ever told you shit.
I guess I'll go to the
Nobody
inn, man.
told me shit.
So
Wasn't
you.
that where we'd meet in front of the inn?
Yep. So Bax heads over to the inn. Meanwhile, Sildana and Fervrand, you guys have left the orphanage, and you know that Fervrand, Bax has gone to the library. Do you do it? Do you go and notify him? Do you go to the inn first? What is
No.
your plan?
Well, as far as I know, he's in the library, and the last time we spoke, it was in the inn. So, assuming that either he's finished, he would be at the inn. If not, he's still at the library. So I'd start with the inn and then the library.
Cool. So you.
Probably meet him like halfway, yeah.
Yeah, so I assume on your way back to the inn, Bax, you run into Fervorant as they're heading up towards the Grand Library, and you're carrying a bunch of books in your backpack when you meet them. You are now together.
Yay! The party is together!
Alright, you ready to go?
We can make Natalie's life easier.
Yeah, hang on, I'm gonna split the party real quick.
Oh, fuck. Turns out we're having dinner.
We're having dinner?
Yeah.
Where? At the inn?
Yeah. No. At the Falinen's house.
Oh! I'm just like...
That was certainly not me trying to remember the name.
Alright, okay, sudden swap. But I guess we can do that.
Cool. As you
You
guys...
wanna go right now then,
Oh,
I guess?
sorry.
Or do we have anything more to do?
Well, I would like to give you some warning. Trell might have a boyfriend soon.
What? He is too young! For the last time!
He's older than me.
That's
I mean-
different!
I knew I had seen some of the vibes, but I did not expect it. By who?
He's trying to say he's with my son. Alanan.
You.
I was the same way! I was like, he's too young!
Think of it this way, Danny. It's like... Well, I don't really have a comparison for it in medieval times because I'm pretty sure Romeo and Juliet doesn't exist, but it's like teenage love.
But my son is mostly human, so his years are closer to humans.
I'm sorry, Sildana,
So he's a
what is
pedophile?
Alan's father again? Are they an immortal?
Alan's father? Well, been a long time since I thought about him.
Was he an elf?
No.
No.
He
How
was
old do
human.
you think he is now?
Well, most people die around my age. Most humans, at least.
I can tell you exactly how old he is.
How old is he? Is he still
Probably
alive?
Dead.
He's about 45 million.
Have I ever seen him, like, passing?
No. Because
No.
you've never seen him ever since,
The
before Alanan was born.
one night stand, yeah.
You've
I know.
not seen him. And you approximate you'd be around 65, 62 years
He
old.
dumped and run. What the?
Ish.
The one night, he was. It was very complicated between me and his
And
father.
one night stand does not sound complicated.
Oh,
Let's
It was-
take it this way, Sildana.
he would have taken responsibility, but he was already engaged to somebody else at the time.
Let's take it this way.
Yes.
Alanan is like what, 32, 3-ish?
He's 35.
I mean, I was trying to be generous, but okay, fair enough. He's 35. How old was the
Discussion.
human when you slept with him?
How old was who?
His dad.
Oh, his dad. Okay, I didn't hear you correctly.
I might have this information somewhere. Hold on.
You might. Can you help me out here?
So you were 20. So you had Alanan, or like you gave birth to when you were like 21. So you were about 20. You were heading out onto one of the missions, and it was a drunk one-night stand, and then you sort of went your separate ways and never met again. You don't know if he's alive, you don't know if he's dead, you literally have no information on this dude. What you do know is that he was approximately the same age as you-ish. It has been 35 years, so, estimate from that. He would be around 60. So, minus 35, that's how old he was. Do some math. About 25. He was about 25, because 25 plus 35, that's about 60.
Calculator. Listen, I'm not good at this.
He was older than you by a little bit, but not like 40. He was between 20 and 30.
Yeah, okay. So
You're both in your early 20s, but he was human. Yeah. So for him, it's like early 20s.
We were in our early 20s, I would say to them.
Mm-hmm. They are both older than you then at that time.
Wait, what?
Trell is quite literally twice your age when you had Alanan, and Alanan is, well...
Here's the thing. Trial is an elf. Full-blooded elf.
And Alan's dad is a human. A full-blooded human.
Yeah.
So it's okay for Alanan to have a father that's going to die before he even reaches 40?
Listen, I'm really bad at math.
You know what? This
okay?
This is getting slightly awkward. Can we just go to?
Can we move?
I love this.
I'm just asking why one thing is so disgustingly terrible in your eyes, and the other one isn't.
I mean, I perfectly agree, surprisingly, with Fervrand in this. Like, age is an interesting topic. You know that Alanan works full-time as an adult at a lawyer firm, and while Trarl is a student, he's not a school student, he writes his PhD, he's been through higher education. I don't know, it's his parents, his elf parents baby him because that's how they've been raised, but he has been raised between humans and half-elves and orcs and other short-lived races, so maybe he's mentally older than he seems. Maybe he's not. You don't know him. I mean, Bax, he is a little bit, like, shy and a little bit younger than, like, he doesn't seem like a 45-year-old human, but he doesn't seem like a 12-year-old child. Like, he is in his 20s.
From the way he's, like, acted, like, around me, especially when I took him out drinking one time, and
that's what happens when your overprotective parents don't let you drink. And you kind of don't want to disappoint them, and then you hit 45.
He just doesn't seem that mentally mature.
Maybe he isn't, but
he's a virgin in many ways.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
It is Joe over Rin. It is. Anyway. I can't do math.
Yes. Let's go. On that note, you guys go to the dinner. As you guys head over to the Falinels, you notice that...
you kick open the door. Hello, virgin.
Hello, virgin. No.
The table is set. You notice that the father of the... so the Duke Falinel is in attendance. The Duchess's seat is currently empty, but it's right next to his. You then also notice that Trowel is sitting there. You notice Alanan is there, and they have set 3 seats for you guys. As you guys come in, the staff take your jackets, take your coats, take your bags, and, you sit down and you relax, you have a little bit of a drink, before dinner, and approximately 30 minutes in, the Duchess Falinel comes down. She's dressed really nicely, for dinner. You're in the grand foyer, it's a very huge table for banquets and all that stuff. She does seem a little bit more pale than usual, and she's less of her sort of perky self, but she does pass by and sort of tap Trarl on his shoulder and smile towards him, and then sit down next to her husband.
He looks at you, Danny, and goes, Sildana, are you the one who stole my butt plug?
No, she doesn't. Fucking, you're all eating food. It's all fine. It's all good.
You know what's funny is I did steal her butt plug.
It wasn't her, it was her husband's, and even then he didn't keep it. It was in the storage. For context. They're talking about a trio of magical items, which is a cat girl ears, cat girl paws, and a cat girl tail butt plug. And all three of them, they, when combined, create a super hasted, like, awesome sort of item.
It works great for a ranger.
Or a rogue. Problem with it is you have to have the butt plug, and you have to wear a maid uniform, and you have to, there's a curse on these items, because of course there is. And they were somewhere in the depths of the museum storage of the husband, like in a crate somewhere that never been used. He bought it off a merchant years ago and forgot about it. And you guys dug it up when you were in the armory, so here you go. It's not hers.
And he tried it on several times.
I have to wear a butt plug and a maid uniform when I want to be epic.
Okay, this is why this is an 18+ stream, y'all.
I'm gonna make sure that Turl and Alanon sit together.
Oh, they are sitting next to each other as you guys come in, because they've been already waiting for you for the dinner. So
Job's already done.
yeah, they seem to be chatting cordially as you guys come in. The food's being served. It's all really nice. Very tasty. They've got one of the best chefs in the city. They sort of chat cordially. Obviously, the Falanel couple want to say goodbye to Bax as well, because they've sort of been your like proxy parents as well. You've been hanging out with them and your family for years now, since you've been in the city. They all wish you luck, and they seem to not pry much into what you guys are doing, so you assume Child and Alanon sort of gave them as much information as necessary. And you just have a really nice sort of farewell dinner, so, you guys are going to be gone for a while.
Yeah, we're off to battle.
So,
I need your strongest potions.
Yeah, so the Duke Falanel gives you, he's like, well, if you're going on a long journey, I assume you would need some sort of provisions and horses and all such. I don't know what provisions you prefer, but I can provide you with some, regular horses to get you through. I don't assume you'd want a cart, so, or a carriage.
No, we're not going on the roads. Horses is fine. Can I also borrow like a few tents?
Oh no, of course, naturally. I've got a few travel bags packed up for you, but whatever other supplies you think you might need, you know best where you're going. All I did was provide the standard sort of traveler supplies and 3 horses for you. Don't worry about returning them, they're just horses. I have 50, 60, how many do we have, honey? And she goes, we have horses? And he goes, right, I don't know, we have a lot. They're in the stable somewhere. So, it's fine. Just there you go. You just pick ones up and ask the stable hand. They'll give them to you. I don't keep track of assets that are not that expensive, so.
Oh god, her dementia is kicking in so hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kicked in already. She's
how bad is it? How awkward has it been for her, talking throughout this dinner?
So you've been sort of observing her. You notice that she hasn't been talking much. She's been mostly listening, and she is aware of what's going on. It seems like she just has gaps in her memory that for a while she seems a bit confused, but then as she thinks about it, she then remembers and starts talking. So you notice she basically, in your opinion, it looks like somebody who has had a really bad bout of dementia and is now kind of recovering from it, but it is a slow recovery because it's been quite bad.
It's been coming and going. Yeah,
she's been gone a while, and now she is sort of slowly, the brain is turning on a little bit, but it's taking a little bit of time. You notice Trial is a little bit he doesn't, he's really gentle to his mom, but he doesn't really talk to her. He seems a bit kind of in denial as to what's happening. He's busy talking to the boyfriend. He's just trying to ignore that this, when there's something terrible and you're just trying to be it's not happening. It's not happening. Everything's fine. And you notice that he is sort of behaving a bit like that. While the husband is fully as you notice, she said, do we have horses? And he goes, yes, well, as if that's a normal thing to say, They all seem to be, at least pretend acting that it's fine.
Yeah. Well, this is a lovely dinner. Thank you. Unexpected surprise, but thank you.
Of course. I mean, my dear Bax, you're like a son to me, and I'm not going to see you for a while, and I just thought it'd be a nice warm meal before your arduous journey through the fields. I mean, you're probably not going to have a warm meal for a while, so I thought, might as well spoil you a bit.
He's already...
Or you might be killed on the way, who knows? So, here
he's
we go.
already died once.
We know your perchance for death, so here we are.
Well, I mean, at least I weren't starving then. But,
Very true, very true.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I wish you all luck. You may stay here to sleep in a warm, sort of comfortable bed, so you don't have to trudge through the city, and you can just pick up your horses and leave next morning if you wish. We have extra rooms.
it's better for us to leave here at night or morning.
Whatever you want. I don't know your business. The staff work here. We have staff at all times. So just bother someone. They will sort you out.
I was more directing that question towards Fevrant.
Oh, right. Well,
if we're going to go in the middle of the night, we're going to need light, and light is going to attract attention. If we're going to go out subtly, it's better to do it in the middle of the day when other people are also leaving.
Yes, I believe that would be smart as
All
well.
right. In which case, yes, we'll be taking the can request.
of course, yes. Feel free to use any of the rooms. I'm going to escort my lovely wife back to her room, and he looks at he looks over at Charles like, would you bother the servants to sort them out, right? Yeah, you know what to do. And Charles nods and says, all right. Alnan sort of dips his mouth and goes, right, well, I guess that's my cue to go. I've got an orphanage to fix, some children to find permanent homes for, and I wish you luck. He stands up and shakes your hand for Brandon's like, if you need anything, you know where to find me. Just somehow send a message, probably from Cloudforge. I think that's the best call for you. I will check the post office quite often to see if I hear anything from you, but we'll see.
As I shake his hand, I lean in a bit close, and I just tell him in a mild whisper, trade secret, shock them to keep their attention. All right. You saw all the things were at the dinner table. Don't play nice. It's not always gonna work.
Honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about, but alright, thank you. And he nods and gets his jacket. The servants bring him his jacket, he puts it on. Charles like, I'll walk you out, and I'll come back to you guys. You just, and he looks at you back, like, you can, you know the servants, right? You can bother someone to sort you out with the room.
Yeah.
Cool.
I leave.
As you guys leave, Trial walks Alanan out of the house. You guys go and have a lovely night's rest. Do you guys want to do anything before you go to sleep and we go on a short break?
Go to the church, check up on the report, be like, hey, what you got for me, buddy? And if it's
dinner?
not complete... Yeah,
Okay.
the church open.
Okay, fair enough, yeah. The church is open. I'm just clarifying that it's not in the morning, yeah.
We're gonna leave in the whatever. Fine, sure. I'll check up in the morning. I thought we wanted an early head starts, but
no, but that's why I'm asking. What I'm asking is, do you guys want to do anything before you go to bed? If you, Fervent, want to leave the house and go talk to the church, you are allowed to go. I'm not stopping you. I'm just asking so I know how to do the progression of the time.
Stop judging me.
I'm not judging you, damn it. But anyway,
I'll go to the tavern and let them know that I'm gonna be away for 2 weeks. So don't worry about keeping my room for that entire duration.
Can you do that for me too?
Yeah, sure. I'll do the same for you, Sildana.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna fucking go to bed.
okay. So Bax goes to bed.
Look at
Sildana,
you being a homeowner.
Sildana, do you go to bed? Or
Where did my son go?
he basically went back to the orphanage. He kind of is staying there, watching over the kids because nobody else is doing that. So
So he walked there. Okay.
yes, no, he as you guys were all leaving the dinner, he stood up, got his jacket, said goodbye to all of you, and nodded at you guys. During the dinner, you've had a bit tense but still cordial conversation, and he just went back to the orphanage where the kids are, And Trowel went to, say goodbye and, lead him out of the house and so he can walk back. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go follow Alanan.
Okay.
Creepy.
So Bax, you just like...
And can I'll stealth too, just so you know.
Sure, we'll do this. Okay, so we'll play this out before... Okay,
Yeah,
you know what?
I know.
Let's take a break and then we'll come back. We're overdue for a break for a second there.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll be back in about 5 minutes. They're just gonna go grab a drink, use the facilities.
Remember everybody, the link I've just posted. You can post your own items if you want to do them.
Yeah.
Make a wand that summons candles, but if you ever summon 2 at once, the world ends.
Oh my god.
Lovely. Okay, we'll see you guys in about 5 minutes. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. We're back.
Ahoy, everybody.
Hope you all had a lovely break. For those of you who are just joining us now, a quick recap of what happened before. Before the break, the gang decided to leave the city according to a prophecy. Bax did not get lost in the library, but doesn't know how to make a paper airplane because she's rolled a nat 1. Saldana went to visit her son and is very much against him potentially being in a relationship with another adult, even though they're an elf. And there is a Fervorand who
I was just confused about the age of consent here.
Yes, then Fervorand who has basically just been a troll this whole session. But a good troll.
You're welcome.
And they've all just had dinner at the Falinel's house before they decided to leave the city. But before they all went to bed, unlike Bax, who just went straight up. Bax, I assume before you went to bed, you bothered some of the servants and you went, can you set us up with the horses so we can leave early in the morning? And the stable kind of like nods at you. They all know you in this mansion. You've been here all of your life, so you've been in and out of this place. Most of the servants know you by name, so they all just nod and, you know, they set up the arrangements so you can go to sleep calmly. Now, next, what we're going to do with Saldana. As Alanan is walking out with a trial following him, you give me a stealth check to see how stealthy are you.
I'm just following him right now.
Don't get on that one. Oh boy, that would be funny.
Boy. Please don't give it to me.
What is your stealth?
I swear, your word of nat 1, it just like goes into the system.
How much? How much did you get?
Between
21.
21. So you got a 21. You are okay. Let me. Just give me a second. Let me check.
Between the ones and the zeros, there's you who's being a cunt.
I suppose this is against their passive perception, right? Not their active perception, because they don't know if they're following you. Let me check their passive.
I'm pretty sure it's not above 21.
Nope.
If it's 21 or higher, then they gotta have like the fucking observation feed or something.
Nope, they're not. They don't know you're there. You are one with the shadows. As you're following them, you see Alanan sort of fix his jacket, pick up his bag, turn towards Trell, and sort of... Trell just stands there, just sort of chatting a little bit. You're close enough to sort of... Because you rolled a 21. You're close enough to hear what they're talking about, and it's mostly like this conversation of, well, that dinner was a bit awkward. Is your mother all right? She's fine. It's as fine as she's going to get. There's no cure for this, so we're just gonna have to ride it out, you know. I was just hoping it would happen later. Alan sort of nods and says, "Your relationship with your parents is very close, isn't it? Even though she might not be herself now, remember the good days, you know. She was there for you, and don't be too hard on her. You did tell me she's a bit clingy, but it's better that than, you know, nothing." Charles sort of nods and says, "Yeah, it's just much harder now that she's not the same." You notice that they're just standing there awkwardly for a bit, and Alden sort of puts his hands on Charles' shoulder and like does a little squeeze, like, "It's going to be alright. You can do this. If you need anything, you know where I am." And they sort of nod, and Alden's about to leave. That's basically the conversation you overhear.
Okay, yeah, I keep following.
Yep, Charles still doesn't notice you as he turns around because, I don't know, you as you're passing by, you like topple over a chandelier, and Charles like, "What was that?" And as he says that, you like sneak out.
What was that noise? And
you sort of follow Alanan through the streets as he is just walking back.
Through the streets. I just want to like do like the Krunks, like Emperor's New Groove, this whole thing like
Sure, you can do that. You rolled a 21. You are stealthy as fuck. You are following Alanan all the way up to the orphanage, which has the lights on, and you notice that he has a key to it. He opens it up, opens the door, and you see that there's like a kid that jumps at him, and he like picks him up and like starts laughing, and as he comes in, he closes the door, and there's like lights and, you know, talk, and you notice shadows moving around, so there's life and activity in the orphanage right now.
I remember which room was his, right?
Where? In the orphanage?
Yeah.
No, they were talking to you in the main study area, but you assume that there was the room where the head of the orphanage was sleeping. You assume he's staying in that room because that's the one adult room in the building. The rest are made for like bunk beds and kids.
Okay, I'm getting in there.
Okay, it's gonna be a long. It's gonna be a while, so I'll switch back to Fervent real quick before we get into this.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Actually, we might hold on. I might need a second here because I actually have a map for the orphanage. I will.
Say, I'm breaking in.
Yeah. Okay. Because okay. Sure. That's happening. Let me just load it up and move some tokens around.
My attempt is that I'm going to like come in and try to talk to him, but I'm trying to be like Batman, just
Cool.
essentially like I was there the whole time.
Got it. Okay. Meanwhile, while I'm loading this up, Fervent, you just head out into the night, go into the church, and walk into the bishop's office because he's still working. He lets you in, obviously, and he points towards the seat in front of him. It's like, "How may I help you this fine evening?"
It was just a random priest answering me, right?
No, they as you come in, you've been here often enough for them to be like, "Oh, okay, so this is, I see. This is the,
It's the annoying little shit. That
yeah, it's the guy that
keeps
keeps showing up, so he's probably wants to go see Bishop Sarah, so they let you straight into
What
his
monster
place.
head does he have this time?
Yeah, he just wants to talk to the bishop again. So, yeah, they just, without questions, I'm just skipping through all of this. They let you in, and you go and sit down to talk to the bishop. What would you like to talk to him about?
Was he sleeping?
No, it's evening. It's not night. It's like 9 p.m. He's awake.
He's a quirky man. He wakes up the crack of dawn. Alright, well, I essentially, ask about the status of the report and inform him that, like, I'm leaving early tomorrow morning. If it can be done then, great. If not, I'll take whatever is done by that point.
Alright, I believe we do have a list of the names of all the clergy currently in the city. We managed to copy it for you. We haven't sent any clergy out, with the exception of one Bishop Walkins, who we sent to, with the contingent of the Holy Order to, I believe, what was the city called? Oh my god, I am literally blanking. Oh my... To Gorov, because the Order has been sending people in there. We've been requesting, it's a hunting town. They've been saying that they've had some sort of issues with local wildlife and they needed a contingency of healers and sort of the Holy Order of Lordember to come help them. So, but we haven't heard back from him in a few days. I assume he's still there helping the local populace, but apart from him, there's been nobody who's left the city.
Wasn't that the city Bax's mom was sent to?
I don't know. I don't really
I'm
listen to the
asking you
dispatches.
out of
But
character,
yeah, it was Gorov.
Yeah.
It's a city 2 days away from the main one. It's also the one who Luba was sent to as a backup to Bax's mom.
Tell me, that priest that was sent out, had he done anything to stand out before?
No, he's he was an enlightened, which means he's slightly above. We wouldn't send non-enlightened priests into a territory that is potentially dangerous. We need them to be a certain level of capable of healing and aiding individuals to be of use, especially to be sent with the Holy Order. But the Holy Order comes to us often to ask for a priest as a sort of a healing support. They're perfectly capable of doing it themselves, but they would like to have an extra sort of help. And he's been
if I were to
a model?
require the aid, let's say somewhere along the journey, the way back or something like that, could I have a letter of introduction from you to, kind of smooth over our first meeting?
You mean if you're leaving somewhere? Oh yes, I do believe you were saying you were going out of the city or something. Vaguely.
Yes, there's something I need to do in the woods nearby, but it's good that if the trail leads further up, and I would need his help, that I would have a letter of introduction to smooth things over, because just coming in there and saying, hello, I know all of your friends, trust me on this, isn't exactly the best way to introduce oneself.
I understand, yes. Give me a persuasion check. Just a flat one.
Okay, persuasion.
Persuasion.
20.
20. Yeah, he's like, I mean, of course, you've done so much for the city. I'm more than happy to assist you, and in any way possible, I will definitely give you a letter. You can just pop by any of the Holy Order churches on the way, and they will definitely provide you with a local priest, or if they can, if the priest is available, they will. And he just waits for a little bit to write up the letter, and then he gives it to you. That was a good persuasion check.
Thank you. I see the both of you. No, I won't keep you here all night. I'll be back in the morning to see how the status with the report is before I go. But other than that, have a good night.
You as well.
Bow.
And he stands up from his chair and he bows to you as well. He's literally like teeny tiny. He's a gnome. He's like barely 2 feet tall. No, how tall are gnomes? I don't know. Are they like?
They're about gnome height.
Yeah, they're like 3 feet tall. So he's as he bows, he's teeny tiny.
I was gonna say they're not very tall.
Yep, and so you get the letter that you wanted. You head over to where you need to go. You go back to the. I assume you go back to the Falnell's home to sleep, right?
Well, no, go to the inn and like stay the last night and let them know like, hey, you don't have to keep 2 rooms open for us all the time.
Okay, you mentioned to Eris, who's her business is bustling. She still doesn't. I mean, she still looks a little bit confused, but you notice that everything is back to normal. The inn needs to work for her to eat, so she powers through whatever craziness was happening in her place.
I don't think the guard have come by with a wellness check yet.
I don't think there's been I think it's been like a day or so since then. So yeah, they might have just popped in. You don't know. She nods and she says that if you come back, just come to her. She'll rent the rooms out to someone else. But if you send her in advance that you're coming, she will make sure to keep the rooms for you if you want.
I can't pay for them, That's not a problem. I can pay for a room.
Yeah, but she goes like, oh, not at all, darling. You've saved my bacon multiple times, and at this point, I literally owe you my life twice over. So, you can stay here for free. You're like family now.
That's very generous of you.
Well, naturally, of course. Good luck on your journey, wherever it is you're going.
Thank you.
Of course.
It involves a lot of ghosts.
Yes.
That's not me foreshadowing going into an archaeological site.
Oh my god!
Right, well, good luck, and you head over and go back.
I have a little veneer.
Right, now I'm just setting up the location of the sneak in. Thankfully I have a map for this already. We're gonna do some
oh boy.
Yes, we're gonna do some Mission Impossible here.
Hopefully Hopefully I'm not too cringe here.
So I will switch the cam now. Oh, pardon. Sorry. Not yet.
Danny, I wanna warn you about this.
Yeah.
You know how you scared the absolute shit out of that one kid?
You did? You mean?
Yeah. I said how I scared the absolute shit out of one kid.
I thought you said me. I was like, what?
No. They might have a nightlight from now on, so be careful.
I am aware. Don't worry, I'm taking this into account.
Yes, I'm setting it all up. I'm sorry, guys. It's a bit.
I'm just.
Okay, I did not expect this. This was thrust upon me.
I know. I'm weird.
Do you want filler banter?
Just for like 1 minute. I'm almost done here.
So guys, how do you feel about taxes?
So Sildana, if
Eleanor and Trell are too young for each other, but they're physically adults, what's your opinion on gnomes and halflings? Like, are they too short to have romance?
Well, I mean, like, if it's age of consent, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
we are currently in the middle of the night. It's not very late. Sildana, you've just seen your son walk into the orphanage and sort of he's been chatting to some kids. You notice like there's hustling and bustling, and some of the lights from the windows have, there's people moving about. You're gonna have to redo your stealth because the door closed and you waited, I'd say, about 5 minutes for him to walk away, like walk inside and to do things, and then you're now creeped up to the door. What do you do?
I am going to climb up to the roof. I clamber.
Okay, you're trying to climb up to the roof. Mind you, there are 3 stories here. So where are you trying to climb? Are you trying to climb where the door is, or are you trying to climb where the windows are? Like
where the window would most likely be where his room is.
Okay, so you would need to go around. Oh, pardon. That was not what I meant to do. You would need to go around this way. Because you recall that from the layout that you've seen on the 3rd floor, the hag sort of came out, like, that the children's room was on the left side of the map, so you're sort of around here, but up. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so it's around this direction to the left. But the stairs were sort of, you can see the stairs over here, and there is a room on this end, but just on the 3rd floor. So you're trying to climb out through the windows. Give me what would be climbing check? An acrobatics check.
Acrobatics, yeah. I would say
a full-on acrobatics check, and we'll see where we go from there.
Okay. Please be good.
Oh, not bad. 23.
Yeah.
You managed to climb up those cobblestones. Like the building is built up of like white stones, and they've been like placed quite neatly together, but there's of course some handhelds in there. You're pretty good at this, and you managed to like Batman yourself up there. Give me a stealth check to make sure you're not noticed by anyone on the street or on the inside of the building.
A lot of rolls I gotta fucking do. Holy shit!
That is a 27.
God, I'm fucking godlike. Holy shit!
You are Batman. You like hop over the windows. You go from this floor. Hold on. Let me just add you to a different one. You go from this floor to this floor, and you sort of are climbing up, and you notice that there's a kitchen in there it's a room you haven't seen, but it's probably the room where the orc girl ran in and locked the door after you told her to sort of get out of your way because you were just here for the hag. You know that you need to climb one more floor, so I'll just tell you, you don't need to roll me stealth anymore, but you do need to roll me the second acrobatics because you are basically climbing floors.
Oh, that was almost a nat 20.
Oh boy. Okay, that is an 8. As you're climbing up this place, you notice that the top of this building has been built surprisingly better than the bottom. And you're just been trying to like find a handhold and you can't. And so as you're climbing up, you hold onto something that in the dark you thought was a handhold, and then you slip and you're about to plummet. You haven't plummeted yet. I will give me a dexterity saving throw to grab onto something on the way, and we'll see how high it is depending on how low you drop and if you make any noise.
Can I use inspiration?
Do you have inspiration?
Do I have inspiration? I think you've given me one. I never used it.
Then yes, you may.
Yes. Okay, I'll use it right now.
But now you have none, and another has backs, and I think Ferveran has 1 inspiration left. Well, no, none.
I know you gave me at
one
least
or two
one.
or something.
No, I think you've used a lot of them during the fight, so I think there's none left for you.
There we go. 15.
A 15. All right, you managed to grab the ledge. Basically, your progress for this roll has nothing happened. You managed to grab the ledge of the kitchen window, and as you climb up, you sort of you hold yourself up. You're still on the 2nd floor, but you need to go up 1 more floor.
Yep, I need to do his acrobatics again.
If you want to go up the wall again, if you want to climb in through the window or try to open it, you have multiple choices here. It's up to you what to do.
I'm climbing up the wall again.
There you go. Give me another roll.
Again. Please be fucking good. Please. Oh, that's like another 15.
You managed to climb. It just takes you a while. You make a bit of noise. I'd say you had a really good stealth check, so you're fine, but it is taking you a while. By this point, you keep hearing the noises from the house. You hear like washing, you hear like some of the children's voices and some conversations. They end up by the time you manage to climb to the 3rd floor, all of the children have been sort of hustled into bed on the 3rd floor. But you managed to get to the 3rd floor, and I will put you where you are supposed to be. You are currently climbing up somewhere around here, and as you climb up, you look through the window, because I assume you're not climbing right underneath the window, you're climbing like next to it. As you look through, you notice that Alanan is sitting at the desk, writing some notes. There's some papers there. His jacket is placed on the back of his chair. There's 2 toddlers in like cribs here. Some of the kids that you've seen here. There's a few of the younger ones, and they're sort of sound asleep. And there's a candle. He's the last person to go to bed here. Yeah, and what do you do?
So,
He's here.
oh, this is his office, huh?
Well, this used to be the hag's office, but
Yeah.
it's the one place with an adult-sized bed, so he's here.
Okay, and there's kids inside. I didn't know that.
They're just asleep.
They're just a sweep.
You keep like an eye on him for so long, like at some point he just starts beating his meat.
No. As so you're currently kind of holding on to the wall. I'm gonna say you can't hold this position for too long because it's really tiring.
No, I can't.
So you're gonna need to make a decision of what you do. Do you climb inside and talk to him, or do you leave, or what do you do? You're gonna have to decide now, or I'm gonna make you roll a Constitution saving throw to stay sort of.
I see
Spider-Man-ing.
there's probably another like window over here.
Yep, there is.
Okay, but can I? Is there like a moment he like looks away, or is he just very much like intensely?
Oh,
looking
he
at his
is
desk?
fully like into his writing. He is busy. There's tons of papers. His eyes look like they've got a little bit of eye bags. Like he looks tired. And he's just sitting there like this writing. So he's not even looking up. He's looking down. So he.
How high of a roll do I need to like stealth inside right to this window?
Okay,
Nine
so
I'm noticing.
first of all, as you're looking through the window is closed, but you don't know if it's locked. If you want to check if it's locked, you can't see from here. You're gonna need to try it. Or if you want it, you can give me a perception check to try to ascertain, but it's gonna be a really high perception check to try to ascertain if the window's locked.
An honest conversation goes a long way. You don't have to spy on yourself.
Wouldn't it be,
I'm here to spy on my
It's
son.
happening.
I want to know what he's doing.
It's happening.
Would it be like a sleight of hand to like subtly?
Oh,
fuck with the
22.
window?
No, this is currently perception check to see if the window's locked. She hasn't tried it yet. So as you look at the window, you notice that this high up, the window is closed, but it isn't locked. At least this one.
Okay.
That you see, because you've seen these sort of like windows that go up and down, and there's a latch, and from your angle you can kind of see the latch. It's not fully in, so obviously it's open.
It's not locked.
Yeah, it's not locked, but it's closed. And it's one of those windows that you have to like raise it, like one of those old American windows. I've had a flat with those ones, and they're horrible. But yeah, one of those windows.
Okay.
So yeah, make with that as thou wilt. That's the information I gave you.
Break the
Okay.
window open, undo the latch, crawl inside.
I'm gonna. Can I? Which one would you want me to do? I'm going to slightly open it and just quickly stealth inside.
Okay, are you gonna open
Because
this
quietly is
window,
fine.
which is directly within his line of sight, or this window, which is to the side, which could be in his dark view? Just, it's gonna be a different stealth check depending.
But mind you, Danny, that's also
Yeah.
directly in front of a light source.
Yeah, You know what? Fuck it. I'm going for this one.
Okay, as you're gonna need me to give me an acrobatics check to like shuffle over the edge of the building.
Just fucking crab walk.
That is a
over.
10. As you're going around the edge, you're about to slip, and you need to give me a dexterity saving throw higher than a 15 to stay at the floor that you're in.
Please, mama, please. Oh, yeah, exactly that.
You need to beat it. You almost fall off, but you're like, no, I'm doing this. You manage to sort of hustle over to here, and you notice that there's this window right above a bed. You're not within his line of sight. If you climb in here, you got a higher chance of being stealthy. You check this window the same way, and it's also not locked. He seems to like, why would I lock third floor windows? What kind of insane person would climb up here in the middle of the night? And so, yeah, you feel free to do whatever you want to do now.
Okay. Okay. What do you want me to do? Open the window.
If you
go
want
inside.
if you want to open the window and go inside, you'll need to give me a sleight of hand check to pull the window up quietly, right? It's going to be difficult. And while you're doing that sleight of hand, you're going to need to give me a dexterity saving throw to stay, because you're using one hand to pull it up. All right. So that's okay.
The moment I make a sound, can I pull my hand away? Or like...
Yeah, so as you're raising, but before you even do that, as you let go of one hand to pull the window up, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw to stay held while you're pushing a window up. It's not an easy feat. As you let your hand go and you start to pull up the window, it slides up a little bit, and then your balance moves because you make a little bit like noise, and you like scramble down, and because you get so scared of the noise, you almost fall off. And I need you to give me another dexterity saving throw, but now with disadvantage because you've stumbled.
It's time for the goofy stream, you guys.
15.
15. You managed to keep a hold off, but you're like below the window. You're in between the floors. But then you made a bit of noise, and you don't know if Aladan heard it. Actually, I'm gonna roll for him. And see if he heard it. Hold on.
How in depth is he on all of this fucking shit that he's doing? He's probably tired.
He's probably tired, but you did make a noise, so he's gonna do a perception check, and see if he can hear it.
Oh.
So what do? You're currently below the window. The window is above you. You see the light, and you're sort of holding on for dear life. And then you notice a bit of shadows moving from the light.
He probably heard me. So, if that's the case, well,
What do you do, Danny? Tick tock, tick tock.
Can I hide again? I'm a stealth.
Give me a stealth check with disadvantage.
Yeah.
You're basically on a naked wall.
I mean,
20.
I will hide 20.
As Aladan sort of, you see him climb on the, you hear the creak of the bed springs, and then you see like a shadow come over the light, and then somebody's like looking at the window when they heard a noise, and then you see like fingers come up underneath, and the window go up. And as you see him push his head out the window to sort of look out, he looks left, and you manage to like scramble to the side. As he is looking around trying to see what made that, or if anybody was trying to get in. He's currently busy patrolling that area. You rolled pretty good. Let me roll another perception check to see if he sees you, but I don't think he does. Oh my. You notice like he's looking around and is doing stuff. You've got a few seconds of decision making here. What do you want to do?
Open this window, and I'm just gonna kind of look over, kind of with my. I'm gonna kind of just sit on the window, basically.
Okay, are you gonna do this stealth? You doing this quickly, or are you doing this stealthily? You need to make a decision here.
Stealthily, I guess.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check to open up the window quietly.
Okay, all of this just because I want to be cool.
You gotta roll well to be cool.
I know. I want to be cool.
Alright, 16. That's pretty good. Can you give me a dexterity saving throw, because you're, again, sort of halfway holding, trying to open the window.
Dexterity saving throw? Okay. Whoa. Please be good. Okay.
Alright, yeah. So this time you managed to hold yourself and balance yourself up and pull up the window as you push it up and sort of jump in. Obviously, at this point, Alanan, as you're here at the windowsill, Alanan is off his bed, and you jump out and see a dagger pointing right at your neck.
Alright, this is an awkward time.
And as you jump in, Alanan looks at you, and then there's this readiness of I'm about to stab someone who is about to jump into my room at night, and then as he sees it's you, it's this sudden realization of, oh, it's you. What are you doing here? He slowly pulls the dagger away, but still holding it. But he
sorry if I scared you.
I came here to murder you, son. Shanks.
I mean, yes, it's a bit unorthodox. There is a door downstairs, and we've just had dinner together.
I didn't want to scare the children.
I mean, an intruder at night would scare the children. And he looks over to the crib where there's 2 kids sleeping.
Oh, they wouldn't hear me.
It's alright, well, I can't talk here. If they wake up, it'll take me an hour to get them back to sleep again. Just follow me, alright? And he walks out of his office. Takes you downstairs. I will move you guys into a...
Okay.
Oh.
I'm so awkward.
Yep. I'm just gonna delete you guys, and then I'll add you guys up in. So he's he's taking you to the second floor, and he takes you to the dining room where they usually have dinner. I will bring him over here. Here we go. You're currently in the dining room, and he comes over and sits down at one of the chairs. Sort of points.
Is there like leftovers or something?
Well, there is some leftovers, and he's like, nah, we're basically.
Gotta save the food for the orphans.
Nah, it's just
I was gonna say if there's like any like bread or cheese, I'll be like, ooh.
Yeah, as you start nibbling, he's looking at you with this like.
Oh, sorry, a little peckish.
We've just had dinner. Why are you here? Do you need something?
I'm basically doing like a nervous eating almost at this point. But I'll be like, wanted to know, how are the kids doing here? Are they all right?
Well, the one that was mangled by your friend, he's better. He's seeing a priest to deal with his night terrors. The rest are fine. They're sleeping upstairs.
He did not help last time.
No. The majority of the kids are fine. They're still sort of reeling from the fire and from the whole fact that the woman they trusted with their life and saw as their mother was actually a hag. But a lot of them are used to losing adult parental figures anyway, so they're staying strong. I'm trying to arrange some fostering. There's a family that takes the young ones during the day, but they have their own kids that come from school, so they don't have any space for them at night, so I still sort of take them over here for them to sleep.
Oh.
But the older kids is a bit of a bigger issue.
I see.
I'm going to try to work out something, but I also have a lot of work sent to me from the capital because, well, that's my 3-day trip has been extended indefinitely, so I still have to do the job. So there's that.
How is your job at the capital?
Okay, I understand you're trying to have small talk, but what do you want? I really am too tired for this right now.
I was honestly curious just to see how you were doing. Honestly.
Really? That's
I'm not.
It's very interesting because it just seems like you weren't interested the entirety of my life, and why now? Is it because I saved your life, and so you feel like you owe me something?
That's not true. I did care too. I just the way I am and everything in my life was decided for me. Even having a child, even that was decided for me. I just wanted you to feel like you could have your own decisions. It's really how I felt. And maybe that's not how it seemed.
I mean, that is a reasonable thing for an adult to wish their child to grow up independent, but you didn't give me a choice. You gave birth to me, stayed with me for a few months, and then just dumped me on the village. You dumped me on... Yes, I know you were back, but I basically had to fend for myself. Do you think those people who are not related to me gave a shit about me? No. The only person who cared if I was eating, if what I was wearing, if I was healthy, if I wasn't healthy was you, and you weren't there. How did you think that made me feel? At first, of course, I waited for you. Every time you left, I would be waiting at the door, waiting for you to come back, and eventually, I just figured out it didn't matter if you did. It was the same with or without you. And you know what? And you see him like sort of rub the middle of the bridge of his nose, and he goes like, you know what? I'm not even mad at you anymore. I'm not. I don't think I ever was mad. I think I'm just disappointed in you, and I don't want anything from you. And that's why I can't understand why you keep trying to do whatever this is. We're never gonna be a family, you and I.
It was the only time I felt like I was able to actually go outside. So I thought maybe I could come out now.
Oh, you mean now? To see me? Is that it?
I was on the pilgrimage, and I thought maybe seeing the lady would be able to fix what was wrong with me.
Why do I even bother, honestly? This is just typical you. You always try to blame your shortcomings on something else and trying to find a solution somewhere else, and to find the lady to fix you, the army to fix you. Have you ever thought that it's you? That the problem is you, that you need to find a way to fix yourself rather than, dump your problems on everyone else around you, maybe?
Every time I try to think back to what had happened, I was not... It was so painful. And I didn't know... I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm not what you wanted. And all I just wanted to say really was, before I go out and die, I guess, maybe, I don't know if I will or not, is that I'm sorry. That's all. She just starts shoving the whole fucking bread in her mouth.
Stressing me. I get you.
Yeah.
He leans back in a chair and looks you straight in the eyes and says, "You don't remember, do you? You say this every time you leave. Every single time you've left, I've asked you why, and I've asked you to stay, and I've begged you to stay, and I said I will do anything so you would stay, and every time you'd say, I have to go, it's my duty, that you're sorry, that you'll be back, maybe, or you'll die, but you hope you'll be back, but every time you apologize, and every time you leave. How is this any different? No, this is different, because you know why? I haven't been waiting for you, and I'm not going to. Since I was 16, I refuse. If you want to go and do something, you go and you do that. But don't pretend we're family. Don't pretend you're my mother, because you're not. You never were. You gave birth to me, yes. I'm surprised you haven't got me killed when I was a toddler, but I suppose you do have some sort of responsibility in you. But you were never cut out for this, for caring for someone. You were always called out to do great deeds, to save the world, or do a mission, or do something. Even now, that's what you're doing. You're going off to save the city from a big threat, and I understand. That's fine. It's your calling. It's what you do. What frustrates me is you trying to lead two lives, knowing that you cannot lead one, and there is ample evidence that I've witnessed you cannot be a mother. So can you please stop pretending to be one? Just accept that you are a hunter, a ranger, a warrior, and just be that.
It's never what I truly wanted, though.
Well,
it was what my father wanted, but I guess that was already decided for me as well.
Yes, well, that is between you and this grandfather of mine I've never met. You're gonna have to talk this through or deal with it yourself. I can't help you with this, okay? And I can't be a dutiful son you want me to be. I can't be happy to see you when you're back, because I'm not.
I don't expect anything.
Okay. Then why are you here? To say goodbye and sorry? As usual?
I'm just happy that you were able to find a life without me. That's all. Goodbye. And I'll basically go out the window from here.
Okay,
Hey, no, it's
I have to admit.
I gotta see if the window's locked.
Goodbye.
I gotta see if the window's locked. Okay, I'm gonna roll a d20. If
No, it's not. I'm just. if it's locked or not, I would unlock it like very slowly. I would casually approach it.
You
and
casually approach it as you're talking to him, and you sort of fiddle with the windowsill. Okay, let me check. Let me just check if it was locked, just in case. If it's above if it was above a 10, it's locked. If it's below a 10, it's unlocked.
What does it matter if it's locked? What kind of window?
Okay.
It's just like the
It's the same
twisting
ones,
thing, right?
Yeah, it's the same ones.
For the awkwardness.
Yeah, you twist it as you've been talking to him, and as you're saying goodbye epically, you raise the window and you jump out. I need you to give me... Do you jump out or do you climb out? What do you do?
All right, bad man.
Well, I mean, I can't like... We're on the second story, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, Gabe, what happens if you like try to fall from this height?
You take falling damage. Unless you... Even if you save a dexterity saving throw, unless you're a rogue, you can't negate your falling damage or something, right?
So if it's like greater than 10 feet, you start taking damage. I think it was something like that.
Yes.
It's greater than 10 feet?
Something like that, roughly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
I have homebrew rules for...
I know.
Yes. What I'm going to do...
I'm gonna climb out, basically. I'm just gonna like it's gonna look like I jump out, but I'm
Give
climbing
me an
out.
acrobatics check to make it look like you're jumping out, and while you're just flipping over and about to climb out. Because I assume you wanted to look that, so...
I really hope you not want to just fucking stumble through with
Please.
like, your leg caught in the windowsill.
That would be so funny. Oh shit, it's close though. 10.
10. As you jump out, you overestimate, and you think it'll be really cool if you grab the ledge.
I was
out.
super like awkward all of a sudden, like
Yeah, so you sort of go and I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw to grab a hold of something, or you're gonna take falling damage.
You got a long rest anyway, just face plant.
13. Does that count?
13. You slide down. I'm just gonna give you some damage because you're basically scraping your fingers across the wall to like hold on to something. So you're gonna take oh shit, you're gonna take 4 just fingernail damage and finger damage and like, you know, friction burn damage as you're trying to hold onto a wall. And as you drop down, you notice Alanan sort of runs up to the window and looks down at you to like surprise because you just like yeeted yourself out the window, and he notices you like screeching down, and he's just like sighs, shakes his head and says, "Good luck out there."
Just use the stairs.
And then closes. The last thing you see is him closing the window, and you hear like the latch and him walking away from all the lights in the room.
You can hear him like get a bucket because like there's now a trail of like finger blood down the wall.
You also notice that this is the section that on the outside has a lot of burn damage. And the room you were in, I didn't have it drawn in here because I just had to whip out the map out of nowhere. I didn't know if there was combat gonna happen. I don't know what's up. But basically the back side of the wall, facing like one of the tables in the back there was like a scorch marks and some of the wood was kind of warped. And there was a lot of like work materials there to fix stuff. But like one table was fine, and you know. So it's this area of the building, the left side, that's been damaged per se.
If you're pinging something to show us, we see nothing. We do not exist on the map.
No, I'm showing it to Danny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, and I assume you dust yourself off and go home. Oof, alright, that was intense.
I kind of eat some like some good berry just on my way.
Yeah, you're just like, I mean, the one thing is, oh my god, I'm sorry, I have to say this. I've just read what Gavin wrote, and I hate you, Gavin. Why would you do this to me? He said, you can't fly, this is not how you be a helicopter parent.
Yeah, I saw that.
I hate puns. Okay, anyway, on that terrifying note, you head back, So that after that emotional scene, I mean, what did you expect? Your child was never going to accept you after 35 years of neglect. He doesn't hate you anymore, but your continuous attempts to reignite this family thing with him, he's just getting more pissed off at you for just, you know, he'd rather you just go off and do your thing and leave him alone, but you just keep coming back, and so he keeps getting pissed off. But yep. That was that. You get back and you go to sleep.
Now he remembers to close the 3rd story windows.
Yeah, now you assume he would lock all the windows wherever he sleeps. Okay, so
nails them shut.
I go home. I go to the Falinan's house and I sleep.
Yeah, everybody goes to sleep, so everybody give yourself a long rest. Bax, you now have -2 to all of your, I believe, attack rolls, saving throws, and all that because you died recently. But it's -2, it's not -4 as it used to be. Or was it? Yeah, it's -2.
Can I do one last religion check?
Yes, go ahead.
That mean
One last religion.
Go ahead, give me your religion check.
But like, since we're home and
I mean, yeah, you're calm and you're relaxed now. You can talk to. All right, not bad.
19.
19. As you're sort of...
well, technically 17.
Oh yes, 17. That's still pretty high, especially now that you're not in a distressed area. You seem to be okay. Hold on, let me find the music for this. It's in here somewhere. Bear with me. Nope, that's not it.
So, did you hear about that fiasco in the orphanage last night?
Oh my
Apparently
god, it
some
was so
sicko was
embarrassing.
painting blood all over the walls.
The neighbor just sees you go Batman out the window, and they're like,
So yeah, as you...
The hag is back.
As you're sort of sleeping and you wake up in this fog with the sort of water glass ceiling.
That's the failure of a Batman moment.
Yeah, it was. As you're walking through the sort of shadows, they dissipate again, and you note you're back in the same place where you speak to your whispered one. You do notice him standing there, sort of turned around, looking at you, nodding.
Evening, my lord. I've returned once more.
That is good. Our connection is stronger. Can you hear me, by the way, when I whisper, or should I get closer to the mic?
I mean, I can.
Okay, I'll get a bit closer to the mic for this.
I can hear it.
Yeah. That is very good. Our connection is getting a bit stronger. There was a moment where it was difficult to connect, but now it's good. Do you have any questions for me?
So, following on the trail of your prophecy there.
Indeed.
Currently got the 3 places in mind, which is Cloudforce, Doggle Hall, and Dogodo.
Matt, you have to whisper.
No, I don't.
He's the whispered one. You whispered to the whispered one.
You think we're gonna go like ASMR? We're gonna go next to each other's ears, just like we're just whispering in each other's ears all the time.
Yeah.
ASMR D&D, let's go. Come on.
Fuck off.
It's the whispered one, man. So you have to do it. It's in the name.
No, he's the whispered one. I'm not the whisperer.
You seem to be talking to yourself. Is there a problem?
It's the voices. I'm
Matt,
sorry.
He's whispered. That means you whisper his name.
I understand.
Gabe, shut the fuck up. Anyway, those 3 places.
Yes.
It's the one seems closest to it. I don't know if I'm on the right lead here. I think I am.
Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, my influence on Esthara is limited. I glimpse through your eyes. I know what you know. You are my eyes and ears, as are my other followers. But this prophecy came to me at a heavy cost. And you do notice that when he's wearing his cloak, one of his hands, like, he keeps covered up with his cloak as well. It's like, it's not easy for me to delve into the passages of knowledge, especially through Esthara. There has been a block to any divine influence, except for that of...
Yes. I was just, even with that, do you have any idea, and this may be a little bit of a stupid question, but like, the Crimson Death, do you have anything more about that? Do you know what that is? It's ancient. I don't know if you know that from way back.
What I know about Christmas.
Do you know about Christmas?
I'm sorry, guys. I've had a long week.
The ghost of Christmas past.
I've had a long week.
Where's the Christmas come from?
I have a long week.
You know about Christmas.
Anyway.
I hate Christmas.
I can't whisper like this. Hold on. Oh, I'm alright.
Just speak normally. It's fine.
The Crimson Death. All I know
Well, it's
about
not in
them
character.
is the
that they are mortal. They
They're
are immortal, and hence
Oh,
beyond mortal, and hence they are beyond the sphere of my influence.
Oh.
They possess strong powers that probably not many mortals can obtain, so I would say, my dear Max, think which sort of factions have this level of influence on Esthara for this individual to be able to evade the almighty and powerful empire for so long. That, unfortunately, is all I can tell you. I do not know much more than that.
Almighty Empire. Didn't know it was 3 hacks in their city.
Indeed. But this, Lord Emperor, this city, it's special. It attracts all sorts of creatures from beyond the plains. Any of them that got stuck in Esthara for centuries ago before the connection between realms is severed. They are all attracted to the city because there is something here. Something they're all looking for and something you need to find first. That is why I've sent your family here. That is why the Valinels have been here for so long. You are my agents in this city, just as there are agents of other powers in the city, all searching for this one thing.
Yeah. I'm wondering about one thing. Is it possible to help the Valinels with their memory? In any from a way?
The
'Cause it
disease.
seems the missus
Yes.
is slowly going downhill.
That disease is an abomination, and it should have never been allowed to happen.
And you notice that when as he's saying this, he's getting way as more emotional than you've seen him get ever.
Hashtag triggered.
And he looks. He sort of starts pacing around, like nursing his right hand in his cloak, as he's sort of saying the rest of this to you.
Long time ago, when elves came to Esthara, they lived for eternity. They are immortal. They should be immortal. However, this disease has started since the realm connection has been severed. The elves need the Feywild. When they reach a certain age, they cannot exist in the prime material plane. They must go to the Feywild to carry on their immortal legacy. But as the connection is severed, their mind and their souls go to the Feywild, but their body stays here. And so, they fester, they forget, and they rot.
Yeah. And there's no way to alleviate that, even for a short while.
There is none. The only way is if whatever is causing the realm travel and the connection between the different realms to be severed is reconnected again. That is the only way to prevent this.
Alright. Well, I guess I get a ton of reading then, I suppose.
Knowledge, my young Pax. That's good.
In my head, I just heard, my young Padawan. You are ready.
My child.
I wish you luck.
It's like
And
Jedi training.
Be careful. While you were in the city, there were factions working against you, but it was relatively safe outside of the city. It is much less so. Be vigilant.
And you wake up.
When I came.
All right, you guys wake up in the morning with full health. You guys have all recovered. You're all good. Any damage you've taken is gone.
Oh,
And
good. My fingers are back.
yeah, you're the tips of your fingers are still sore, but you're kind of fine now. You guys end up waking up quite early in the morning. You all grab your kit. your horses, your sort of tents, all of the like sort of gear. You're given some basic rations, but if you guys wanted to grab some, so basically just put in your inventory like a traveler's pack with, I want to say 12 rations and a regular horse, like a regular, not a war horse, but just a regular pack horse. And yeah, you guys start riding out of the city, unless you guys want to do something in the morning.
Okay, grab my report.
Yes, you did grab your. Did you grab your report last night? I think you did, because you
No,
did say.
I told them like, hey, what's the status? But I'm picking it up tomorrow, even if it's finished or not.
Okay, so you drop by the church and you pick up the report, which was the names of all of the priests. Of course, you see the Archbishop Galatea, then you've got the Bishop Sarah. There's 2 more bishops on the list, and then underneath there's a bunch of enlightened. And then there's, I would say, from around 20 to 25 enlightened, and then there is over 100 of just initiates of the new priests that come up. And yeah, there is the name is circled of that Bishop Wilkins that went into Gorov and the date when he left. But apart from that, you notice that nobody else has left the city. All of them have been working within the confines of Lodenborough for the last, I don't know, like for however long most of the initiates were priests, and all of the enlightened and the bishops, the 3 bishops, they basically have been here for 20, 25 years, they haven't left the city. They don't leave the city.
Alright, then we head off.
Yes.
Into the sunrise.
As
and
you head-
we call the session there.
Yeah, ooh. But we might want to do a few things before we call the session real quick. As you guys head out the northern gate of the city, I need to clarify which direction y'all are going. So, I believe you all still have the map. I assume, are planning to go to Doggerdo, which is the archaeological city. It is literally northeast of you. However, in between Lodenborough and Doggerdo is a few miles of travel. Question is, you have a few options to do here. You can either go straight from Lodenborough to Doggerdo in like just a direct line, but that line would have to go through unpaved, unroaded, just grasslands areas, and you will need to cross a river to get there somehow. Now, the only bridge. Yeah, sorry.
Same thing I said last time. We'll be going up to that quarry there, then straight up to Cloudforge and taking the main road.
Yes, that's one of the roads which you could take, which is going up to the quarry and then trudging through some of the wilderness, but it's less hard on travel. There isn't really a path
up to Cloudforge,
and then there is a main road that goes all the way, and you can get to Doggerdo pretty easily.
Yes, that's exactly the road.
If that's the way you want to go, then that's perfectly fine. So you're starting to head out on the road, out of the city. The views are beautiful. It is just fields and fields of green, an odd tree or here. So to get to the quarry that's outside of the city is quite far. It's about 56 miles. So you travel around 24 miles a day. So let's just say it'll take you about 2 days to get there. So I have a little fun thing that we can do before we end the session, just so we have a little bit of foreshadowing. Okay.
Oh boy. Foreshadowing.
I want one of you to roll me a d10. And I want you guys to pick who rolls.
Gabe.
Gabe?
Me.
Roll a d10.
Okay.
I like, before you even told me to, I'd already rolled it.
Okay.
You rolled a 1.
I
You rolled a 1. Great.
Oh boy, what does that mean?
As you're heading down the road...
Very good or very bad?
As you're heading down the road, I actually... good that you rolled 1, because I have actually prepared 1, and not the rest of the ones that were going to happen. So as you're going down the road, you let me prep something. You've been sort of, it's been uneventful. You've seen some travelers going here and there. But you've seen some Garda sort of helping some of the carts with some people heading north to the quarry. But this road isn't as busy as the Repentance Trail. The Repentance Trail is always busy with people because there are always pilgrims going back and forth between cities. This is pretty quiet. The weather is lovely. This is the middle of summer. It's all wonderful and great.
Until the bear attacks.
Yeah. At some point, you guys are heading down the road and you notice that there's a cart somewhere sort of further along. And And as you guys sort of riding on your horses, as you get closer and closer to this cart, you notice that the cart isn't really moving and it's sort of stuck on like the sideways side of the road. You don't notice any horse around it, but let me quickly do something here.
What do we see?
Yes, I will show you what you see, actually. So it is... I believe you should be able to see this. And as you look through...
I see nothing.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, because I think it's because you should be able to see something.
I see a black and white, but yes, I see things.
Oh, okay, maybe it's because... Yeah, maybe because I don't have the lights turned on. It is day, but let me quickly... Just give me a second here.
Who turned off the lights?
Bear with me. 1 second.
I mean, I can see someone.
Yeah, well, it's because you guys have
Remember,
dark vision.
Mads, when you're riding horses, you gotta shift your weight every now and again so you don't crush your balls.
My Dragon Ball has scales on them. I'm ready for it.
Your
I
Dragon
got
Balls.
armor. I got my Dragon Ball.
Fuck, you actually have Dragon Balls.
So yeah, I can
Rather than
actually
wish,
show.
well.
So I can show some of the viewers what you guys are seeing, but I'm just going to quickly open up a different
like
scene
to
and
clarify
copy a light from
Not
there,
after the last encounter, you don't.
so you guys can see.
I mean, there's a reason there's extra scales on it now. Gotta protect what's left.
But anyway, what you guys basically see, I will describe it for you, is a long road, and you guys sort of can ride your horses. It's quite wide. You guys can ride your horses all three in a row, and there's enough space for a fourth one if you needed to. It's because it's all mostly made for carts going back and forth to Laudenborough with the goods.
No, we're assholes. We take the line.
Yeah, hold on.
We're assholes like that.
You know what? I'll just draw a light because it's just loading. It's taking ages to fucking load, and I don't know why. So I'm just gonna draw you a light so you can see, because apparently you're supposed to have one or something. I don't know. Can you see now?
Oh, yes, I can.
Okay, it is the middle of the day. You obviously can see. It is. I'd say you've been traveling about half a day. It's about noon, and as you guys are traveling, you notice I've unpaused it. So you guys are going down the road. There's a few bushes nearby. There's a few. There are a few this is just a grassland. Okay, hold up. You guys are all moving, I assume, in the same speed. So just make sure to. I guess I'll just be moving all three of you at the same time. Because you're all
Follow the leader.
riding your horses together.
A leader.
And as you near the cart, the people on the screen cannot see this, but if you get any closer, they'll be able to.
The mimic.
So as you come up to the cart, it's now on pause, so you're able to move up. As you move on to the cart, you notice that the cart itself has been ransacked. The horses of the cart and whoever was here are gone, and there are just items strewn all over. The items basically have there are a few boxes of some sort of like coal. There's a few ropes, and there's a few bags of sort of equipment that was basically being taken to the quarry. But you notice there's tons of bloodstains leading into the bushes. And as you stop, sorry.
I was gonna say, I let out a big sigh and I say, let's go, and I start moving towards the bloodstains.
Yeah, as he says this, we're gonna end the session here. You guys on the road have encountered an abandoned cart with missing horses and very obvious bloodstains leading to the bush.
I wonder what's gonna happen.
But we're gonna end it here tonight.
Not me thinking, can we just go on? Why?
But yes, it is your choice whether to go on and miss this or carry on. It doesn't matter. The cart,
sleep, unfortunately.
yeah, the cart isn't. No, what I mean is the cart isn't blocking the way. There is plenty of space for you and your horses to go around the cart and just carry on your merry way. This is your choice whether to interact with this or not. And
I've already stepped forward. I think my stance on this is obvious.
Indeed. And next session we'll figure out what happens. But for now, it is adieu.
We all die.
I hope you guys enjoyed the session. It was a lot of roleplay, but we finally got you guys out of the city. I don't know when the next session's going to be. We'll schedule it. It's weird scheduling. Unlikely it'll be next week. It'll probably be the week after. Thank you everybody for watching. This was fun. Cool. I'm just going to